Welcome and welcome back to the Metro Icon Podcast, y'all. And in case you guys don't know who I am, I'm Shawn Kay the Showman of Do It All Entertainment and DIA Media to bring you this brand new Metro Icon Podcast episode. And I want to give you some updates of what's been going on, y'all. We've been on a little bit of a bye week, y'all, because I've had a lot of adjustments in my life right now. As you can see, I'm in a temporary new podcast space and through a new temporary housing program called My Parents' Fourth Bedroom. It's a very generous program. So I'm going to be here for about another 6 weeks before I prepare for the big move with my fiance and her kids coming finally down to Dallas, no longer as visitors, but as full-on residents here in this great state of Texas. So there's been a lot of transitions. We just came off some incredible shows and handling the move. Had to take a short break from the podcast, but wanted to make sure that we weren't taking too long of a hiatus because I had some great interviews that I had lined up, ready to go to release. And I got some great upcoming interviews. So make sure you guys tune in to what's going to be coming up here on the Metro Icon Podcast. And of course, I want to let you guys know, as always, the Library Bar is the full resident spot that you can catch me at every single week. The first and third Tuesdays of the month are the live podcast party with On Air Don't Care, where me and my guy, Blue Label Johnny, lay down our explosive dynamic in a live interaction show where outside of the off-the-wall topics of discussion, we bring on people who sign up for an interview slot to discuss anything they would like to engage with us about. And we are the only ones doing this in DFW. And the last few sessions have only gotten better, but we've had some amazing features that come on, even some people who came back for another feature. So if you want to check that out, every first and third Tuesday, so after this episode gets released, the following Tuesday next week, the April, what is it? I don't know, something. Anyway, the third Tuesday is next Tuesday. So make sure you guys come through the Library Bar where we shoot On Air Don't Care, the live podcast on 5 different channels between Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So you guys can catch us up and come for a feature next Tuesday. Other than that, just came off from the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month where I host my karaoke and open mic sometimes for everyone to come and have fun and showcase any original material, whether it be comedy, music, or whatever, or just jump on and sing some karaoke like some very fun bar shenanigans would be. And we've already set our next talent showcase for the Library Bar on Wednesday, May 10th. So it's best to show up during the karaoke open mic nights. Otherwise, come for the podcast and maybe you'll get a slot, whether you're going to do some comedy, music, whatever it is you want to showcase. That is our next talent showcase, Wednesday, May 10th at Library Bar. And of course, I got various shows I'm doing all around DFW, from comedy to DJing. And this Friday, I'll be DJing at the Library Bar from 10 to 2 a.m. But I also want to let y'all know a very hot new open mic that just opened up in Addison, right across from the Addison Improv at Stadium Sports Grill, hosted by my boy George Red Speaks of Comedy Junkie Society, and he's actually doing it on Monday and Wednesdays. We might be introducing karaoke on Wednesdays, but for now, it is an open mic. So any comedians out there that are looking for a very, very hot mic to, just work out some material, but also network with some quality comedians that are coming through there, make sure you guys check out Stadium Sports Grill in Addison on Monday and Wednesday starting at 8 p.m. Sign up at 7 p.m. But of course, always just follow me on Instagram at Shawn Kay Do It All to get the announcements of upcoming shows and events that you want to check out. And of course, these episodes are nothing without our incredible sponsors, including our biggest one, InsiderCloth.com, which is the last microfiber cloth you will ever need. We all know that habit of using our shirts and fabrics to clean off our screens and glass lenses, but we don't understand that you can actually lessen the quality and visibility of those surfaces. With Insider Cloth, it is that innovative solution that's so easy to apply. All you got to do is peel the back, apply, iron on, and it's good to go. It is super easy. You'll put it on the bottom of your shirt so you can keep that habit, but change the fabric. And you can get 10% off your next order at InsiderCloth.com. Just apply the promo code DIACloth. That's DIACLOTH. And you'll get 10% off your next order at InsiderCloth.com. And of course, I still got to shout out my guy, Teddy Johnson of D&K Contracting, the do-it-all of contract work for your next home restoration project or that insurance claim you got to get done. Especially with all these new regulations that are happening in the state of Texas for insurance repairs on your home, this is the guy who's going to take away your biggest headaches and make sure not only you get it done right, but you get the biggest return of result for getting that job done. All you got to do is get a free consultation and talk to the guy. Email him at TeddyJ, that's TEDDYJ.DKcontracting@gmail.com, and you'll see why every single person he works with always goes back to get stuff done for their home. And finally, whether it's your next live event or your live media production, I am your one-stop event shop, y'all. Just hit up Do It All Entertainment if you got a live event coming up, whether it's DJ, MC service, audio, visuals, or those specialty services for your next live event. Hit up Do It All Entertainment. Or for your next media package, we actually are going to be doing a music video shoot for the very talented Michael Henry. He's got an incredible album release party that he's going to be putting out in the next month. So we're helping him to shoot some of the music videos for that. So you can hit up DIA Media Productions and get you fully covered for that next media production you got to get done. And whether it's Do It All Entertainment or DIA Media, you can get up to $150 off your next contract package. Just talk to us, and we'll get you set up. Yo, this is going to be a very fun episode, man. I talked to this homie, Tony Cruz. He's a DFW comedian that I know throughout the scene, and he's just a really, really good-spirited dude, and he's really trying to make a name for himself through the comedy game, but I knew that it was going to be a very earnest episode, but it sure is hell an entertaining episode with the character that he is. So go ahead, turn your speakers up, get live. This is my episode with the comedy homie, Tony Cruz.
You can do it all. You can.
Do it all, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Metro Icon Podcast. I'm Shawn Kay the Showman of Do It All Entertainment and DIA Media, and you know what we do on this show. We talk about the world of entertainment and media and the icons that live in it. Some people have already drawn in accolades that can put him in an iconic status, but this guy, I will call him a country diamond in the rough. And I'm talking about the rough, y'all. He's a man around this DFW comedy scene, and he's definitely a character I wanted to get to know about just a little bit more. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, show some love to Tony Cruz. You've never heard that before, have you, Tony?
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, that right there, I can get used to that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I mean, listen, dude, I have a whole lot of things. This is gonna be a little magical trip. It's gonna be a destination where we just kind of talk about it. We go through because I've only seen you in open mics. I've seen you at a couple different shows, and we haven't had like that, heart to heart. But I knew when you I saw your character. I'm like, yo, this dude is a character. Like, for sure, right? and then when you're starting to kind of peel back the layers in your comedy, I'm like, oh, this dude's a character, bro. Like, there's kind of it's like one at a time, but I'm sure many of you are looking at Tony right now. Look at him.
I'm just, I don't know.
I mean, people got to make assumptions.
You're making me blush.
But I mean,
if you keep on, you're gonna make my dick hard. Then we're gonna really have a problem.
I mean, as long as you didn't bring the kilt, so I mean, it's not actually much of a worry.
Oh shit.
Well, shit, man. Thank you for making the trip out here from Silver Springs.
Sulphur Springs.
Sulphur,
yeah.
Sulphur Springs.
Yeah.
And
they don't even spell it right. It's SULPHER. Yeah. But an interesting fact, there's a Disney show that's called The Secrets of Sulphur Springs. Did you know that?
No.
It's fucking weird, man.
Did you watch it?
No.
Is it about,
I've never watched it.
Is it about your town?
I don't know if it's about my town or not. I've never
You
seen
seem
it.
like the type of guy that you'll see you read article titles.
Oh yeah, I definitely do a lot.
You
of
read
research.
Article titles and you're like, everything I need to know.
Yeah, exactly.
They tell me right there in the title.
Yeah. Well, that's how you make comedy. Because then
you can make the story up.
Yeah, I can make the story up. Yeah. It's perfect, man. It's perfect. No, I was sitting here telling you before the podcast because we got to know one another. Hell, like you said, me and you, we've really never met. I was like, man, I respect what the fuck you do. Like, I see how much you grind and how much you work. Like, you just got back from Shreveport. And it's like, bro, like, you're on the road, you're fucking doing your thing, bro. Like, hell yeah. And to me, that inspires me as a guy that's only been in the game, that's been in the game for 4 months.
Yeah.
It's like, man, it inspires me to want to do more. It makes me like, dude, this dude's out here getting his fucking grind on, so I need to grind harder. That's why I did the podcast and the comedy,
Yeah,
but,
and we'll kind of we'll take a moment definitely to dissect what your current grind is and hearing that journey and stuff. But no, I appreciate that, man. It means a lot. Like as an MC, I've done a lot of different events, like private events, corporate events, concert, live events and stuff, and to build in the stand-up comedy game. Like, so I graduated from Second City. I mention it all the time. I hate saying mentioning it like I'm like bragging about it, but like
hey, it is what it is.
But like this is where I realized actually where improv comedy, improv comedy, like stand-up comedy, that like you got to be that dude.
Yeah.
That to want to do it and keep showing up. Even feeling the heat on stage. Like, you just know you got to do it again. You got to do it again, right?
Regardless whether you do a good job or you eat shit.
Yeah, but improv comedy, doing improv, like, is one of the funnest things you can do, and it should be for everybody. Oh, you love that, Evan Williams Honey Bourbon. I'm telling you, man, they got holler at me, bro.
It's good.
Holler at me, bro.
It's good.
Like I was like, I was like, usually I have some like beer options and stuff. I might have some Celsius. But like I was like, hey man, I only have water or like this Evan Williams bourbon. He's like, oh man, I'm cool with water, man. It's just I told him,
yeah.
I don't want to I wouldn't want to waste my alcohol and shit, so I'm not gonna put that on you. Yeah, you got that cut. You definitely have that southern like hospitable like consciousness awareness. It's very kind.
Yeah.
You've always been a kind natured person, man, and that's why. And so it's like your comedy is always wild. It's always out there.
It's fun.
It's very fun, and it's like not everyone gets it, but it's kind of like for me like I also like the funniest comedy always to me is like when somebody says that joke that doesn't go anywhere, and then just watching how they deal with it will always be the funniest comedy to
or
me,
when
right?
they're like processing it, like, can I laugh at this?
Yeah.
Like, am I allowed to laugh?
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's the reaction I get sometimes. It's
I
like,
get that
you
too.
can
All my
laugh.
all my racial
can
stuff.
laugh,
All my racial stuff. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Because I always have to be like, I'm like, don't feel nervous, white people. This is a space where you can, laugh at the things,
exactly.
behind closed doors and stuff,
We're having fun.
Yeah.
When you go to see comedy, you're there to see, you want somebody to just crack up. You just want to have a good time. You're not there to fucking think about your troubles.
Yeah.
You're not there worrying about whether or not the dog got fed or, a lot of people, they have their kids, if they have children, they'll have a babysitter. So they're out on date night. They're trying to have a good time. They're trying to see a comedy show, maybe go out to eat and, maybe get romantic.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to contribute to that with good, with fun comedy.
Having time to laugh with somebody, like laughing with somebody, like that's why comedy I feel like has grown to such an exponential form because
it's when I see people leave, it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
but I mean, dude, human nature is one of the most subjective things where it's kind of like it's just all different, man. It's just as different as us all having different fingerprints and different DNA code. It's just like,
well, shit, you just got back from Shreveport, dude.
Oh yeah,
Fuck, tell me about that, man.
You want to hear about Shreveport?
Yeah.
I mean, no. So I guess where this tangent ended up leading up and stuff.
Well, we're talking about improv,
right? Well, I was saying that like that's kind of when I got into improv. I feel like improv is for everybody. Stand up is you have to be that dude, right?
Exactly.
But improv, everybody should do it, and that was one thing I loved about it was that like I was one of the few to only people in some of my classes that was doing entertainment or doing comedy on an entertainment platform. Most of them were like they did like jobs my parents wish I did. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, so again, and then I was, still in my MC career, but like that changed and shifted everything for me. And so,
well, dude, I see how much you're working. You're fucking. You got open mics.
It's
you
years.
got open mic.
How old are you, Tony?
I'm 31.
Oh yeah, so I'm 30. I just turned 36. Bro.
Well, hell yeah. Well, see, and I was gonna tell you in the comedy arena, you got this karaoke mic, dude, and I see like all the time people look like they're having a good time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I need if I was closer, I'd come out to more shows and more. You know,
absolutely.
You have a
fair reason not to be able to. That's why, like, I think that if you are going to be making as many trips for whatever reason, and you know, and again, it's like if you're having to drive, it's like what, an hour and 40 minutes.
It's about an hour and 30.
Yeah. So like, and you know, like, if you're gonna be having to make that, I mean, you're talking about a 3-hour round trip.
Yeah.
And like, I drive Lyft, so it's like sometimes like I will schedule, like if I'm going to a different state and I'm by myself.
You ever fall asleep behind the wheel?
No, never.
Oh, that's good.
No, never, dude. I've done overnight. I've done a drive from Indiana all the way down to Dallas from like night to like morning the next day,
bro.
straight.
How you do that, man? Because I had to pull over and fall asleep. I'm just one of the people that had to sleep.
I'm gonna let you know the secret.
All right.
I have a fantastic Adderall prescription.
I believe you.
Yeah,
a lot of people do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's from, and I I wrote some new bits actually after my show last week.
You could write a lot of.
I write a lot. I honestly write all the time now. Like even like moments that happen, you know, as soon as they happen, like because I drive Lyft, and so what I was saying before is like when I have gigs in other towns, like I can take Lyft and drive over there, you know. I'll get to Shreveport, I promise you. But like I'll filter my rides to head to that location. So like sometimes like I'll be earning, like I get lucky enough to get that ride, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm always, and my car is built mostly for the marketing, but it all feeds under the
It's two birds, one stone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so and I value it more for the marketing, the eyes, the conversation, and you know, not all of them are winners, but but I mean, I'm saying even the people, like it's like I don't care, I don't like they're not gonna do nothing, you know, like whatever for me. But regardless, it's just like I also use it as a way like I can make impact. I just feel like that's what I was born to do. But
it's part of sacrifice.
Yeah, so you know. I mean, going to Shreveport was a big deal for me because you know, doing stand-up comedy, you know, at improv time, 6 open mics I did stand-up, no material, failed and went into fail to feel that awkwardness, you know, and to feel like, what am I going to do, you know? And so I think stand-up is like the biggest mental game there is. And then once you get to a point where like you're being recognized, and I built a great relationship with George Red Speaks, and he's the first one to get me paid. He's the first person to like, you know, bring me out. Like he's my biggest supporter.
But you went with him on the show, right?
Yeah, he invited me. Like he was the headliner. And he was like, I want to bring one feature from Dallas, and they're like, yeah, like every single time he does headlines these shows, he just got past the Lunabin, but like he'll be like, hey, if I'm the headliner on the show, can I bring a feature from Dallas? Yeah. And he's been picking me, and I do not take that for granted. Also, like me and George, like we support each other, and we're like there guiding each other, like stage stuff.
Well, see, y'all had me confused.
We've become like brothers. Like
I'm new to the scene, and I was noticing, I was like. Because I didn't know, like, when I first met you, it was at a Longhorn Ice House. And I was like, all right, this dude's cool shit, whatever.
Yeah, and that was Bill King's and stuff. Now he's around Comedy Arena.
But then Comedy Arena, I went there, and I was like, I started watching how you did stand-up, and I was like, he riffs a lot. Like, I didn't realize you were, like, you pretty much, you do crowd work, you do a lot of different things, you know? Hey, and sometimes you do some stories, but sometimes it's like, it feels like you're riffing. And I'm like, dude, I respect that, because I can't do that.
Oh, thank you.
I can't do the crowd work like that.
Yeah, and again, it's just,
but one time you and George Red, y'all were like going back and forth. And I was like, damn, dude. I was looking at George Red. I was like, golly, because you were up there talking. I was like, shit, like, I don't know if, I guess that's how they play.
Yeah.
But then I saw that it was like a joke and shit. And I was like, so it's kind of like y'all play into this like bullshit.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit. Funny. You know Steady Eddie?
Yeah.
Steady Eddie is like another one. Me and him, like me and George have like a love.
Yeah, dude, because I was like, God, y'all wild.
It's mostly love. Yeah. It's mostly love. And then like he'll kind of step into a bit, but our game is we're trying to break the other person, right? Like get
y'all
them to laugh.
Do roast battles, man.
Like no, like break them and like getting them to laugh, right? Where like they can't even get the line out because they're laughing, you know? Like that we go to break, like me and him roast like just to break each other, you know? Me and Steady Eddie, it's like hate love relationship. Like I got love for the dude, but we have so many things.
It's fine.
So that episode's about to get released. I mean, this.
But
will
you
be
know
released in
what
a
I'm
couple
saying
weeks,
is
though.
like in Austin they got roast battle
Yeah.
comedy.
I
Dude,
wanna-
DFW needs that.
And
We
George,
need that shit,
George
bro.
was also telling me about they do set swaps, where
Yeah.
like comedians who know each other well.
Exactly.
They take
I
the other
think,
dude's material.
Noah
that's-
Shark is doing that in DCC now. Him and Mitch
Yeah,
Burrow.
I
Dude,
might be down to do
Yeah.
that. I think there's
that'd be fun. 'Cause
George,
then you get to see what motherfuckers think about you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it's
And-
fun.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so I think that's the biggest thing. You know, like in comedy is where you have to look at levels that's going to challenge you in this game, right? Same thing with when I do my karaoke open mics. Like at Comedy Arena, that's just karaoke. But most of my nights is karaoke open
I'm gonna
mic.
tell you right now, you got funny ass fucking podcasts, dude. Every time I watch your podcast, especially the one with Anthony Ramos, when y'all were going talking about being bald and shit, I was like, if this motherfucker would just write this shit down and say that on stage, bro, you're so like you got some funny material, man.
Yeah,
you
man.
really do. Like your podcast, I don't know if you go back and
Thank
and
you.
read.
You're being like so. You're
I'm
being so complimentary.
serious.
Yeah,
I'm being
I do
serious.
want to get to know you. Like as much as I'm like, stop it. You know, like,
No,
you know,
no,
but,
hey,
like,
it is what it is.
no,
man.
but I do want to.
Yeah.
I do want to get to you, and I want to talk to you. But like, yeah, man. I mean, you know, to be recognized and be taken to these places, Shreveport was awesome. It was a very, very interesting. Again, it's kind of like I'm like, as soon as I get there, I'm very observational. A lot of my comedy is observational comedy, and so, you know, it's like it's an honor, you know, and like regardless, it's like however many miles and how much you pay for gas and stuff like that. Like I'm seeing it where.
Yeah.
I'm investing into the game, like in my like even if I'm losing a little
Well,
money,
you're
but
fucking doing it.
yeah, I'm doing it,
Yeah.
and I'm getting the opportunity to be out there and be like, okay, I can stack that city under my, you know, like, and just pop it under my resume and stuff, and so that's
You're building your portfolio.
that's
man.
that exactly. So you
And-
know,
and-
and that's just an
that's what
ongoing.
we're all doing,
It's
you
an
know?
ongoing effort,
Yeah.
bro, because you're also changing things out of
Yeah.
your portfolio too.
Exactly.
You just got to stay regular. That's like. And I've mentioned this before about when the pandy happened, and you know it shut down the industries I'm literally in, the two industries I'm in, and I was just like, okay, I had to get my first job back, Amazon delivery, and like, man, and I never jumped on unemployment. I just like grinded and but I was making content like crazy, and I was like, we're about to find the real players in the game because like a lot of people were just
Well, you'll find
waiting.
who's hungry.
We're just waiting.
Like when
exactly.
you're trying to set shit
You know,
up.
you're
and
doing
and
it.
they
You're
don't come
doing it
in.
when there's no paycheck like coming for. You know what I'm saying? Like no. I mean, again, everything is in a progression where like.
I'm in that state right now. No paycheck coming in.
So what do you do? What do you do for work?
Man, I used to be I used to work for a manufacturing company. We used to make
Used to?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
are you not
No,
working?
I quit. Yeah, I quit.
You're not working at all.
No, I ain't
So
doing
you're
it.
literally.
I'm working, but it's comedy and podcasting. That's what I consider my work.
How are
now.
you making? But how are you making your earnings?
Dude, I've only got paid from one gig, and that was an open mic at Canucks.
So your wife is that breadwinner, definitely.
No. We got money saved. Like before I quit my job, I
You
built
found
me
some
a,
gold, didn't you? You broke gold digger,
hey.
like a
You know,
literal
hey,
gold
it's
digger.
funny. You know what? Look, money talks, bullshit walks. All right, guys.
There we go. Hell yeah.
Oh, I was gonna be like, I fucking. No, she has a joke that she can't stand. You know the one I make about the cheating, the cheating joke. The one where I say is anybody got kids in here? Then I'll say, you know, because my wife hates when I cheat on her.
I think I do recall that because
thing,
there's
yeah.
certain things where it's kind of like this guy said this thing and I know this person's going to react, and so I'm just like, you know, like that, like is my. I'm pretty sure I've looked at your wife and she's just like behind the camera,
She'll
like
smile, but she's like, you motherfucker. But you know, at the same time, I understand.
she's like recording you, like
Yeah. Just wait till we get in the car. Yeah.
like you just at that moment you see all the phone just shaking with anger.
It sucks, man. But it's
but like
she's fun. She
So
understands.
do you so you like that's but that's kind of
We joke around, but she does.
Is that speaking on real like a
Oh
real
man, back
situ-
in I mean, I was before we got married, I was out there doing whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that I'm perfect.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm a man just like anybody. You know,
Absolutely.
we all got demons that we struggle with. You know, and
What were your biggest demons?
probably cheating and drugs.
What kind of drugs?
Coke.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I really liked Coke a lot.
How long you been sober?
I haven't done Coke in probably since about 2014, 2015.
Do you drink? Oh, I mean, you drink, so I mean,
Yeah.
like, but like you keep that show and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I like to drink. I like to have a good time, man. I mean,
Yeah.
everything's good in moderation.
Mhm.
You know, Talk
I
about
mean, well, I mean,
moderation.
definitely just where the coke, especially where the coke, let's just say that you stepped out exactly when you needed to, bro, because you said 2014.
Probably around that time.
Yeah, so like I would say that's probably around like the biggest rise epidemic of fentanyl.
Yeah.
You know, around that time.
Yeah, I like to think I have a guardian angel.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, I'm telling you right now, especially in the last 6-7 years, there's definitely more people I know on my hand that I can count. On one hand that I can count. I think that's like usually a medium that I say like, no, this is a problem. Like, if more than enough people of fingers you can count on one hand are like affected by
this.
You
like Coke?
No.
No.
I do not.
You ever fuck with it?
I've tried it. Yeah. I've definitely tried it, and I know like I know this community thing is gonna be like. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. This is like a real you know, and again, like I know people. I'm not gonna like tell anybody and put anyone's business out there. But
dude,
being in the entertainment game, I'm offered it all the time, all the time. Especially now in like comedy, I'm always offered it.
Well, it's out there.
You know, and I hate the drips.
Yeah, you don't like the drip? To me, that was my favorite part.
Hate it.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Hated it. Hated it, bro. I hate it.
It was like a research. Like
I hate it. Oh,
my mouth waters when I think of the drip.
I'll just crack a fucking, you know, like, and I'll say like I think maybe Adderall is probably like my moderated prescripted like dosage that like I need, where like I don't need, like I just get my brain working enough. You know, the rest is just on my body. You know. And so
I'm a pothead now, though, so I'm still doing some drugs. You know,
but that's organic, man. I mean,
it's
like,
organic.
If you want to go,
drugs.
if you want to, like, we could probably go into that's a whole like outside conversation in a sense. But it's like I don't consider it a drug. I haven't. Once I did this project in college, and I had to be a lobby, like a PR lobbyist for an organization, a company, or something, right? And this is like our final assignment, and so like I was like. That weed actually helped me in college. It because I was at a creative art school. Yeah. Most of my like projects were like, most of my final exams and things that were tested were like projects and stuff, you know, and I thrived. You know, I went from like a C average student to like a high like B.
Your creative arts, was you doing like I was doing
marketing. I was doing marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, marketing.
Funny thing is, I have another frame to put my degree, and I can't find my college degree. I don't know where it might be at my parents. I don't know. Like I can't find. I found my improv one, but I can't find my college degree. So, but either way, I went for marketing and copywriting, and like again, it was a lot of journey and stuff.
Well,
but
I'm gonna tell you, got some pretty. But like, you advertise your shit good. You do a good job advertising.
Oh, sure. I mean, I think
that was another reason. Before I get on somebody's podcast or anything, I'm always like, what is this person like? Are they serious?
Yeah.
Or before I even reach out, you know, I'm like, I judge their like the performance, and I judge whether or not I see like this person is serious about comedy. You know what I mean? And with you, man, I could tell you're serious, but I was like, damn, like this dude, he's got his hands on a lot of fucking different things. Like you do hosting, you do shows, you're DJing, you're doing, dude, how do you sleep? Do you sleep
really
or
well.
do you like?
No, I really well. I mean, I sometimes.
How do you balance it?
I mean, dude, I'll say that like, I mean, like even last night I got home. I'll say like little after 2 a.m. or something like that. Even then, it took me about 35-40 minutes to finally like wind down and sleep. But I was like tired. But it just took me a minute. Like I sometimes, and it's a bad habit. I have the bad habit of like, I'm on my phone, boom, and then out. And then when I wake up, I'm like I have this bad habit of doing that. And it's like, I'm trying to get to a point where like, if I can build, and if I keep working on I'm finding avenues of being able to keep myself forward. Like my circumstances have kept increasing. My, you know, budgetary finances and all that kind of stuff, you know? And so you
kind of budget your time like you do your finances.
I invest, man. I've been investing, trying to invest in just the right. If I'm gonna spend this money, it's going to be invested into this thing like that is going to have like, I guess, a practical outlet. Even like I talk about like my outfits, you know, sometimes I'm like, I buy a suit because I'm seeing the color trends of what these bride and grooms are doing at the wedding. Yeah, I'm paying attention. I pay attention to detail, you know.
Weddings, is that cool?
Yeah, dude, it's a great, man. You know what, man? Weddings, it will always be an honor.
Yeah.
You know? That's someone's special day. It's one thing for somebody to come and, come to a comedy show and everything like that was just fantastic. That's like a choice, more of a choice. But like that one day that's dedicated, that's scheduled, that is never going to happen again, and getting that honor to be able to perform, on their special day, and then like my family has seen it. I do.
You
a
ever
lot
bring like promoters with you? Like when you do a wedding, you ever be like, you know what? I'm gonna throw a couple comedians up. We're gonna do a comedy show at the wedding.
No, I would never.
Oh.
I mean, like I would almost
as
like
an option.
comedians.
As an option.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
and most of my clients who talk to me now, they know that I do comedy. Like that's most of the stuff that I'm posting is like shows and karaoke shows and comedy shows, and but like it's always brought up in conversation regardless. But like it's not unheard of to have a comedian. I know a lot of comedians that do weddings and all that kind of stuff too. But here's the thing: is that especially for your kind of comedy, is a very specific type of wedding crowd. You know what I mean? Clean comedy wins. That Rocky Deer.
I know, for real.
Rocky Deer's a champ, yo. Like
shout out
that
to
dude.
Rocky.
That dude can like he's already a lawyer. He's already doing well with his life. Like this guy can like do cruises, do weddings. Like you can be like the joke that works in front of any type of crowd. Those are the real ballers.
Well, see, I've been adding backdoor.
Look at Jerry Seinfeld.
I've been adding backdoor to my
Jerry
list.
Seinfeld's the biggest indicator of that.
But I've been trying to clean it up, like, kind of structure my material. So I've been going to backdoor comedy. And then as soon as I hit backdoor,
what you need to do?
I'll go to Reno's.
You know what
so
you
it's
need
like
to do?
from the
You know
cleanest to the dirty.
You know what's gonna help you, bro?
What's up?
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
If you do this will help you.
You better not say fucking Macho Man Sandy.
No, I swear to God. I'm waiting for the right time to drop that punchline.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the right time. But this is real advice. You know what you got to do, man? That's gonna take you out of the mindset. Start going to a church, and then ask someone to be like, "Hey, can I put on a little comedy show for the guests after that?" And think of comedy in front of these church groups.
That's a good idea.
Be that dude. If you can do that, Tony, you're gonna figure out the model. That's gonna be such a test to your
Can
mouth.
I use golf?
I'm gonna give myself
Can I use like,
I'm gonna give myself an error because that's a dope ass idea
no,
right
but
there.
can I use like Catholic, premises? Can I use like, the Vatican girl joke?
But again, yeah, I guess. But again, know your crowd. Like that's one thing I do as an MC. An MC has to be able to read his crowd, see who's in the room. Not every joke.
Be a household name.
Huh?
Be a comedian that the family can listen to.
Adapt, dude.
Yeah.
Be ready to adapt. Yeah. That's like the greatest skill any MC can have is being adaptable. It's like
hey, that's some solid
crisis
advice,
happens in the background. You need to keep the show alive.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, like I got some nightmare stories that have happened on one day. It's like the worst possible scenarios. And some that I know of very, very close friends of mine, like brothers in the game that do the same thing.
Yeah.
And like nightmares of situations where I'm like, holy shit.
Dude, I'll try it. I'll tell you right now, man.
But I'm saying like that, like
I'll even wear a suit.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I used to wear a suit when I used to preach.
But like you should like wear a suit, have your hair down, and then when you do the comedy, like put a hat right on with
Dude, I can have fun. That's what I'm saying. I'm all about
and you live in a
fun.
country, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you tape that shit.
Yeah.
And you get those reactions, good or bad.
Yep.
But like, you know what? You know how you sell it? Is that you just like, God wanted me to do this. And so I figured
now you want me to be
I'm saying, bro, this is the line to get you in, dog. You're trying to get in these doors, cuz. You want the sales pitch or not? You want the sales pitch or not, Tony? I'm giving you the sales pitch right now.
I'm gonna be one of them preachers on TV asking for your money. Hey, God will give you if you give me $1,000.
No.
God will give you this. Dude,
Listen,
that's
bro,
horrible.
I'm not
man.
telling you to go Joel Osteen on this. I'm just telling you the line to get you in the door, bro.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Dude, I don't know, man. I do like the idea though of having comedy that resonate with people in church.
And Tony Cruz,
like so clean, like you can be so
are
funny.
A Mexican that looks like
a white dude.
A white dude.
Yeah, and I sound country as fuck.
Yeah.
So it works.
You know what you could be? Do you ever thought do you know who your dad is?
Yeah.
You know your dad? What does your dad do?
He is a welder.
He's a welder?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You never got into welding. That's actually good.
Man,
That's a good technical.
That was work, man.
Did you ever go to college?
No, I didn't want to go to college, man. I dropped out of school.
Did you? When?
I dropped out in, I think it was 11th grade. I got my GED.
You got your GED.
Yeah.
You GED.
Dude, I fucking dropped out. I was so bad in school. I didn't care about school.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Through the struggle, I mean, obviously, I'm sure you come from like a struggling past and you're a college dropout.
Oh, yeah.
Are you in debt?
No.
You're not in debt.
No, well, see, this is the thing. I've always been the type. I saw a sign one time when I was driving in Dallas, and I was with my parents, and I was little. I don't know why I paid attention to it, but it said, act your wage. And that stuck with me. So no, I'm serious. It stuck with me. So I was like, all right, so I can not go out to eat and cook a meal, and it saves me fucking a shit ton of money. So when I do, sometimes, when I would go out on dates with women, bro, like my wife, I would take her out. We didn't go out to eat. I'd cook for her, bro. I would make fajitas. I would get beans, bro. I would just, I'm going to act my wage, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna ask you this.
I was a poor kid, bro.
This is partly a serious question.
Yeah, this is. And
have you ever heard the phrase "dress for the job that you want"?
Yeah, that's why I'm comfortable as fuck. Dude, this is the thing.
All right, that's real. That's real.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, listen, this is the thing, dude.
The job I want is to be comfortable.
I could have stayed in the factory that I was at. I could have went up the ladder.
That is, it's so funny.
It's real.
It's very real. I feel like you maybe have heard it before, but then at the same time, it's like it feels very brand new, but it's so simple. Act your wage. Act your wage. Act your wage.
It's real shit, dog.
It's
real
great,
shit.
dude.
It's real
That's
shit.
so good.
If you can't afford that fucking Topo Chico fucking expensive ass water, get you.
There's layers. There's so many layers actually too. Holy shit.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Topo Chico's great, but I mean, shit, $6 for water.
You know what?
What?
That's actually a great note.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a short break. Just so that we can reestablish ourselves, handle whatever little business, and then we'll come right back. And we're ending this segment saying, act your wage, America.
Hell yeah.
Act your wage, America.
That's right.
Why haven't you said that on stage?
Dude, I'm going to go back and listen to this. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let's go. All right.
So we taking a break?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break.
Cool. Are smudges and marks piling on your sunglasses? Got fingerprints all over your cell phone? And still have the bad habit of using your shirt because you keep forgetting your microfiber cloth? Introducing the Insider Cloth, the innovative best-kept secret to keep the habit without forgetting your microfiber cloth. General Fabrics just push dirt around and with the moisture can create microabrasions which can damage your glass surfaces over time and still leave you not seeing things clearly. With Insider Cloth, it's super easy. Just press, iron on, and you're good to go. Applied to most of your common wear and fabrics, and it's 100% machine washable and safe. Now you can do what everyone else does, but your secret will be the right way. Go to insidercloth.com and get 10% off your next order with promo code DIACloth. That's DIACLOTH. Insidercloth.com. Keep the habit, change the fabric. And now for all those homeowners out there, whether you need to get a new roof or you have a home restoration project you need to get done, y'all got to hit up my guy, Teddy Johnson of D&K Contracting. He is the most elite choice of all your commercial or residential contract needs. Teddy Johnson has been proudly serving DFW and providing all roofing style needs, as well as gutter and siding installation, custom metalwork, kitchen and bathroom remodels, fence building, window replacements, and so much more. And especially when dealing with those tedious insurance claims, Teddy Johnson provides the most outstanding quality of work and customer service you won't receive anywhere else. You got to email him now at teddyj.dkcontracting@gmail.com. Get a free consultation on your next home restoration project or home repair. All right, and we're welcome back to this Metro Icon podcast with the most interesting and unique character that is Tony Cruz, y'all. And
the most inbred character.
Inbred? Are you inbred?
Yeah, no. I do have a joke.
I mean, no, because your dad is Mexican. Your mom was from what? Kentucky.
Yeah. But I do have a joke where I say, I look like if Billy Ray Cyrus and Miley Cyrus had a baby.
Hell yeah. Yeah, people see that shit for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, like, do you
Especially when I
are
talk.
you into like country shit? Like,
Yeah, I love country music.
yeah.
I love country music. I love country dancing. I love country women. I'm married, but I mean back in the day. But you know, I love, man, the country's awesome, man. It's real cool. I love.
So you're married. I've seen your wife at a few of the open mics and stuff like that, which I always think like, man, that's when you know you have a real one.
Oh,
when you
yeah.
have like your lady with you.
She's my
and shit.
support for sure.
Yeah. So what's the story between you and your wife?
Man, we've been together 11 years. Been married 4. Has it always been fucking clouds and rainbows and
Absolutely
sunshine? Of course not.
No relationship.
But of course, we've been through a lot of shit.
Y'all have had a journey together for sure.
Dude, she is the most patient woman.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like when it comes to the forgiveness having to come into the relationship, I would imagine it was probably on her end. Maybe.
Well, you got to think. I went from being a factory worker to being a comedian / podcaster, and that's a complete shift. That's from putting yourself on no pedestal to now you're trying to get all eyes on you.
Yeah.
So I like to understand when people are in relationships and one of them is either a creative person or one of them is has a dream like of doing something big that they've never done. Going into unknown territory. I like to understand when people are in relationships, how do they make that work? So I've had and like I will have some people, like I had one guy come on my podcast because I have a podcast too.
Yeah.
But
talking with Tony Cruz Tony Cruz open mic.
Tony's open mic. Yeah, Tony's open.
I was thinking about the title because you're like talking with talking.
No, that was Noah Shark. We did a experimental video.
Yeah, I knew after I did Anthony's episode, then like that's when I wasn't giving him shit even on stage where I'm like Noah's gonna watch that episode and be like, yo, so when are we do? That's exactly what the fuck. He's like, hey, dude, bro, when are we doing a podcast? And I'm like.
They're fun.
Yeah, man. No, I would have a great time with Noah. Yeah. He's a guy 100%. I can't question his hunger in the game. Noah Shark is definitely a hungry motherfucker, you know? But he's got a lot of love, dude. And like I did a gig with him in Coriolis Cove. And I will like I'm not trying to like toot a horn, but like I think Noah could agree that like George was even the headliner. I had the best set. And I was the first comedian after the host went on, right? And I had the best set of the night. Like all the other comedians saw it, but Noah was there and he was like, dude, you fucking killed it. And it's like, and then I recorded his set and it's like, he did good. Like the comedians did good, but like I killed my set. And like, that's like the very few moments where I'm like, I don't even look at my notes. I'm just going, and that's where a lot of my crowd work and the riffing and then I'm
so let me ask you this. Do you deal with any anxiety on stage or do you not have
very
any?
little?
None?
Very little. The first time I experienced some anxiety was last week. I did a comedy club at a hookah bar and it was like sheesh, yeah. It was Sib and it was like
I want to go
60
there.
like 60 to 70 like Indian Middle Eastern people. Some of them were older. And like I've never even felt that type of anxiety at like an Indian wedding that has like 500 to like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Like these eyes, like keeping, what I'm saying? Like as an MC, like, oh, I'm pretty much just like amplifying how I'm introducing this next moment or, whatever's already kind of going on. But like stand-up comedy, you stand alone, and there's no support. So it's like when you're 10 minutes in front of a crowd like that, where like you feel should be familiar, but like all the comedians were brown comedians, no one was doing anything. So it's like I knew what I was going into, right? But that crowd, like, yes.
Is that an open mic or is that a show?
No, it was a show. It's like Sib put us on it. It was
that looks fun.
And I didn't even know I thought it was gonna just kind of be a showcase, but Sib paid. He paid for like each comedian and put money to them. And I'm like, that's
I've
love.
seen that and I was like, man, that looks like
that's what I'm saying.
That
like in this game, like you got to be willing to go perform or go to that thing and do 10 minutes for $20.
Yeah.
And be happy with it. $25, $30.
Yeah.
And as you start to build a reputation, then like
the big money will come.
Yeah, then you can, if you're pulling in numbers. That's the whole point is like a comedian just needs to pull in asses in the seats.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. I've been in this game 4 months. Noah Shark is the only motherfucker taking a risk on me. But it's because
It's the comedy festival though, right?
Yeah. It's March 17th.
Oh, March 17th at DCC?
I'm going to be at Reno's. So it's gonna be that show with Mike McFarland. He's
Oh,
headlining.
wait, that's St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I might get a premium. Like if I'm doing a bar gig on St. Patrick's Day, like they're paying extra for that shit for sure.
You know, but see, I'm new to the game, so I'm taking what I can get. You know, and
No, absolutely. I'm just saying, like, because I would have loved to come to that show.
Yeah.
But I know that, like, right now my St. Patrick's Day is like available, but I know I'm gonna get something just because it's like.
Well,
That's the big-
100%,
yeah,
and that's
it's
the
big-
hunger in you, and that's the thing about me. Like you sitting here talking about sheesh, man, that looks like a badass mic, and I think I can resonate.
I
with
had no
Middle
idea it was a
Eastern
hookah bar because it said Sheesh Eatery and Lounge.
dude.
Usually
it looks like
it's
a
like-
dope ass mic.
No,
I've seen the stage. I definitely want to get on stage.
It's
there.
not a mic spot.
Yeah.
Like, so that's the thing is like when you're doing hookah,
Yeah,
most of these people just want to chill.
that's it. That's
They
want to
be in a
chill.
lounge. They want to be in a lounge and
like it.
chill.
It's a
and
cool
smoke
vibe.
hookah, whatever.
I can tell.
So it's a crowd that's like, you really got to get them on their side. They're paying attention,
Yeah,
but you got to get them on their side because it's kind of like, that's what I'm like, man, it's like, I have the
they
most.
didn't interact the way you were. used
No, to
Yeah.
anybody. And some things pulled some laughs, but then like at best, most of the time you don't get a laughter, you get an approval. They're like, aha,
Yeah,
that's all you get. That's what the fuck am I gonna do with that on stage or to my, you know what I'm saying?
It's a different personality.
But I
It's
called it
different-
out.
it's a different
I was
sense
like,
of
I'm
humor.
like,
Yeah.
the first thing I think I said on the mic, I was like, I'm excited for this. I saw the way you guys really broke the spirits of the previous comedians and stuff. So this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have some fun. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of I think my theme to a lot of my comedy and when I do my sets is like I'm talking about the now first, and then I'll go into my set. You know, let's talk about the now, right now.
Yeah.
You know, like what's in front of us. Well, you know, things that I've noticed from doing callbacks, just think a little whatever. You know. And so that's kind of like always my thing. So like even sometimes at the mics, it's like, oh, I'm calling out something that any comedian said, you know.
Right.
But like I think comedians for sure know that like if I'm ripping them a little bit, I have love behind, in my heart for them.
You don't fuck with somebody you don't fuck with.
I will not fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like I won't
unless
even,
I fuck with you.
unless I fuck with you.
Right.
It's exactly it.
Right.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Like it's like if I have any type of beef with somebody or somebody,
You're a redneck.
or I think that somebody has a problem.
You're a redneck.
Am I?
Rednecks do the same shit. They fuck with you. Like they fuck with people because they fuck with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like dude, I have buddies that
God
that
damn,
do
this
wild
is,
shit.
it's just one thing after
I'm
another.
serious.
6 months ago, I picked up my first gun at a gun show in Mesquite.
You're a redneck,
And
man.
now I just had this redneck
Well, you
guy
are from
calling
Texas.
me a redneck. Yeah, well, now
Where
I
you from?
am.
Chicago.
I'm from
originally.
Chicago. That's
Yeah.
my hat right now. It's
But
like,
Chicago's pretty Texas. It's got some similarities.
go ahead.
Y'all love shooting shit.
We love shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Murder capital of the world, man.
It's not the murder. Have you looked at the actual numbers? I'm pretty sure Baltimore.
That's
beats
what they say, though.
I'm pretty sure
But
I'm
Chicago
pretty-
gets a bad rap.
I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
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 I mean, and dude, there's areas.
I've never been.
And Chicago's
Yeah.
fucked up. It's also one of it. Honestly, you know what? I would say Chicago's probably worse than New York right now.
You think so?
I think Chicago, like shooting wise, I would say Chicago might be worse than New York.
okay.
But New York is huge, and then you also
Chicago's
got,
fucking huge.
and you also got to think about where you're going.
Yeah.
But
I think if you're looking for trouble, that's when you find it.
Like that's also to say that 3 weeks before I moved out of Chicago to move to Texas,
Yeah.
the last weekend I drove in Chicago, Halloween weekend, is the night that I got robbed, dressed as a piñata, driving Lyft, waiting for a passenger.
For real?
Yeah, had a
Damn.
gun to my chest.
No shit.
Yeah, it's a wild story. I actually have, if you look on YouTube, it's like the piñata. If you look up Shawn Kay
So
piñata.
you've been held at gunpoint.
Oh yeah.
That's some real shit, dude.
A couple times.
Wow.
Well,
Holy shit.
not
had a gun flashed at me, but never
that was
pointed
the first
at me.
time. That was
Whoa.
the first time the gun was pointed at me.
Dude.
That was and go to find out later. Actually, the gun was found in another stolen car, because my car was used to rob somebody else.
Oh, damn. So they done try to frame your ass, too.
No. It's because I had my phone, wallet, and my keys.
Yeah.
And because I had my phone and wallet, my keys in my wallet, and then I found my phone later thrown out the car because my it's a wild story. I ended up finding my phone later, but I had my wallet and my keys, and so my car's a hybrid, it's a push start, and so if you turn the car off, it's never turning back on again.
Yeah.
You know, he was saying leave everything in the car. The only thing I had left was the thing. I didn't take out my wallet or my keys.
So
he didn't. You know, he
didn't think it through.
No.
Yeah.
Because a lot of drivers.
He was a dumb criminal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
most
I mean,
of them are.
Yeah, but like I mean, it again, bro. It's also like you also understand like a level of like community desperateness.
Yeah.
You know, and dude, for that type of thing, that type of situation, it was more for sport than anything. Oh, that's what became like Chicago. Like you didn't rob or jack someone's car for their belongings. I mean, yeah, you did, but like in Chicago, these guys can jack one car. By the time the cops even respond, they're fucking maybe a couple towns over or some shit.
They're already done left.
Yeah, like or another region in Chicago or some shit, like whatever. And then rob someone else of their car, and it's just a trickle down effect, and they're just collecting, and that's how it is. Their cars are just left. Like people are rarely like the cops even told me when I finally talked to them and whatever, and ironically I had to take a lift to go back home. They said they're like, you will probably find your car around like 2, 3 in the morning, and that's lo and behold, like that was a knock at my fucking parents' house.
Where'd they find it? How far away was it?
It was like, so I got robbed in Wicker Park, and it was found near Midway Airport, which is like a good, like, almost 15 to 20 miles. But, like, you know, Chicago traffic to get there, usually it could take a long time. But at that time, it's like, it's like 15, 20 miles. It's like maybe 20 minutes from the downtown city area.
Oh, didn't it?
Yeah, and so, but yeah, he used my car to rob another woman of her car, and my car was still left on. Like, he just left my car on.
He was just playing Grand Theft Auto in real life.
Yeah, my car was just left on. It was, and they never turned it on. Even when I went, final time I got there, it was like my car was on for just hours and just chilling there.
That's so crazy, man. We live in a fucking wild world, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
Yeah, dude. And
Do you carry a gun?
I have one now. That's why I said that's my first gun I ever got. Like in Chicago, like I felt safe.
No, but do you carry it? Like when you?
Oh
go
no,
out
I
in
don't
public?
carry
No,
it.
you
I
don't
have it
carry
as like home safety and stuff. But like, I mean, I'm not.
You can't
well,
probably.
So I'm,
Lyft, they probably got policy.
So I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting because I think I signed up for a concealed carry license.
Okay.
So if you have that, then that actually carries to like multiple. If you're licensed with the concealed carry, and so that's the other thing is like, you can have open carry, but if you have a concealed carry license, like then I can keep my gun in my car. Like by my,
you don't need a concealed carry now here in Texas.
Yeah, I know, but like there's more finicky things than happen on like a legal sense. If something were to fucking pop off, like or something were to happen, there's a lot more like with that because like if they didn't know you didn't have, you know.
Because I go to Alexander's open mic. You know, you familiar with that one? This the gay bar here in it's cool. It's a fucking fun open mic. But I have a fear, and I even talked to Stefan, the host, about it. I was like, are y'all prepared if some crazy anti-LGBTQ person comes in and decides to start blasting? Do y'all have a security measure? And he was like, no, not really. So he checked with the...
Yeah, and that's crazy because that shit in Orlando happened. That mass shooting in Orlando was at a gay bar.
I mean, it's... Dude, I'm telling you.
But it happens.
Yeah, and that's another fear you got to think of.
Yeah.
Like, I love going to gay bars and performing, but there's that fear there.
You ever think about being security, bro?
Nah, man, I ain't got that in me. I'm a lover, man.
Yeah, but you want to protect. A lover is also a protector, if you think about it.
Yeah, but
I think
I'm not trying to be a hero. I'm not trying to do it. At the end of the day,
you know what? Act your wage,
dude.
Act your wage, Tony.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, man.
The theme. That's the theme. That's gonna be the title. Act your wage.
Some people put themselves in situations to get dealt with, you know, and in that situation, I just ain't my fault.
You're the master of acting your wage, bro.
Now, if I see a man beating the hell out of a woman, definitely. At the same time, you know, what's the context? Like, why is she like Ray Rice? We all know the Ray Rice story where he fucking flatly knocked her ass out. But she was nagging his ear off before she did it, you know? But it's wrong. No man should ever put his hand on a woman.
That's like Dave Chappelle's joke. You ever listen to Dave Chappelle?
Oh, yeah, I love Dave Chappelle.
It's like, he goes up to one of his friends and he's like, yo, did you see that Ray Rice shit? And he's like, Dave, that was the most disgusting thing I have ever seen. And then he's like, this next moment was, I wonder what she said to him.
I'm just saying, man.
Goat, dude. That's my goat.
We live in a world where you shouldn't hit a woman. No man should hit a woman ever.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Like, I don't think.
But a woman shouldn't be. I
don't. That's exactly it. I don't think a man should ever strike a woman first. Like. And the fact of the matter is that if you want to talk about equal opportunity and equality and all that kind of shit, like women, there are women in this world that believe that like they can put their hands on their man, and because
Unfortunately,
the justice system like fucking favors for that, like where a woman provokes the situations to put her in a dire scenario that essentially can put that person in a case.
you know what?
Right? It's a
kinda,
very manipulative
It's kind of
thing.
a gray area.
It's like
but
think about it. It's like the woman who claims she was raped and
Yeah.
that wasn't it. Or
this is a
sexual
gray
assault.
area. But I have like.
But
me
I
and
mean,
my
like a lot of
wife-
rape claims go.
Have you ever
unheard, like,
been in a physical altercation domestically, like where somebody tried to put their hands on you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Bro,
This is how I dealt.
I'm from Chicago.
Well, this is how I dealt with it. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to talk about how you dealt with it. This is how I dealt with it. I've had instances where I've been hit in relationships. The way I dealt with it is I wrapped her up. I showed her I could fuck her up. I picked her. I grabbed her and restrained her. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic, but
I can hear you clearly. Go.
I restrained her and I just held her and I was like, "Look, you're not going to hit me.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit here and beat the fuck out of me." Now, looking back, if she was really psycho and started biting me, then that would have been bad because then I
Well,
held
then
her.
she's leaving marks.
That's what I'm. But at the same time, if you call the cops, the fact that you're restraining her is a problem. You see what I'm saying? Like you're not supposed to restrain her, but am I supposed to let her beat the fuck out of me too?
No,
Like,
I think though like
what do I do? Do I knock? I don't want to knock her out.
no, because here's the deal.
But if you
dude.
do knock her out, then she goes to sleep.
if you look at the
It's
ending
like,
scenario.
where do you draw the line?
Well, because here's the deal, dude. Like
Yeah.
when you restrain somebody, you're
Yeah.
less likely, like they can put, you're less likely to like leave physical marks if you're just restraining them, like
Yeah.
outside of like the wrist or whatever, right? But like if
But
you're
if she bites you while
if-
you're doing that,
yeah, but then
because I've had one
but
crazy
at that
one do
point,
that
it's like
before
you gotta
too.
turn the neck, like put her face down.
Now you're choking her.
No, on the back of the neck. I'm trying to like
We
UFC
do-
this shit.
Look, actually, let's edit this shit. No, I'm joking. But seriously,
No, but
I'm
like
with you.
we're not advocating. No,
No.
like again,
Do not
we're
put your hands on a woman.
Yeah, we're not.
Don't
Advocating.
put your hands on each other.
Yeah, like here's the
Yeah.
thing, dude. It's like even like there's like that clip of Whoopi Goldberg on
Yeah.
The View even saying it, and she's like, yo, like if a woman puts her hands on her man and that man hits her back, you asked for it. Like it's like you need to protect yourself because like
you got to be careful.
Right. But like
Yeah.
again, the ideology is that you are an adult person. I know some women that can fuck up some grown
I don't
men.
give a fuck what Whoopi Goldberg thinks. I'm worried about what the judicial system thinks.
Well,
if
I
I put my hands on a woman, I'm going to fucking jail,
right.
dude.
So
Fuck
like
that
so,
shit.
so you're more likely.
You know,
like,
you ever
the
watch
guy
Cop and
is
a
more
Half?
likely to catch a case.
Did you ever watch Cop and a Half?
Cup and a Half?
Yeah, Cop and a Half. It's an old 90s fucking
No,
kids show.
Anyways,
Anyways,
Cop and a Half.
yeah, Cop and a Half. There's a part where Burt Reynolds gets hit in the bar by a woman, and he grabs her, and he goes to punch her, and the kid's like, "You can't hit her," so he's like, picks her up and throws her over the bar and fucks her up. But he's like, "I didn't hit her," but he body slammed her. I think of that fucking scene, and I'm like, well, I guess, yeah, I mean, he didn't hit her. He just knocked her, he picked her up and slammed her on the ground. It's horrible. It's a bad joke. But anyways, it's funny. But the thing is,
I think again,
Yeah.
comedy is also
Right.
like with people.
I would never hit a woman.
People need to have.
Does that
the-
mean I might not drop on her head? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I would. Just don't put me in that situation. How about that?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you're like it very well to the point of like, it's more likely to for a man to have the physical advantage in an physical altercation, right? If a man were to push a woman away
Right.
with enough force that she trips and falls and hits her head somewhere,
Now, that's different.
again,
Yeah.
impact, trauma,
Goes down the stairs.
injury,
Yeah.
whatever it is. So but like there's so much gray area in it that like
it's just best to be with somebody that.
because because like
Have you ever been in a relationship where, because you're a man that's out there, you're in the entertainment industry, you're out there putting your name out there, you're grinding, you're on shows. I'm sure you get women that see that and they want to flock towards it. So, sorry, have you ever had a relationship that was impacted because of your lifestyle?
yeah, like
Yeah.
I say the majority of my relationships leading up to this last one till Pilar, because
Yeah.
by the time I found Pilar, I was single for 3.5 years. I came out of one that was a very like emotionally and mentally like destructive one, But I've also had, like, I've let go of girls because, like, boom, we got into an argument, slapped me across the face, never talked to them again. And we were dating for months, you know? But, like, the one thing that I knew that I was looking for was somebody that was going to build me in the game that I'm doing right now and keep my spirit and keep my, like, love for them alive no matter where I am.
So
and
she understands what you're doing.
100
What does she do? Is
she's a radio personality.
Okay,
and
so
she does vocal.
she does understand.
She's
because
part of
in
the game. Yeah,
she's in the same line.
Yeah, that's one thing that like she's one of the very like I've dated a few girls.
That's
that were
awesome.
Kind of the game, but like she's
what
not.
you got. I'm telling you, what you
yeah.
got is something that a lot of people can't get.
I think it's really though
That's
that
cool.
our businesses.
Y'all have a good understanding.
Yeah, our businesses for the industries that we're in is really complacent on our voice and how we communicate and talk. Right. And she's a radio personality, and then she's a Spanish radio personality. Like English, there's so many.
How's
different,
your Spanish?
It's
I'm talking to you. I'm half Mexican. I don't even know Spanish, but I'm asking you how
but it's getting better.
That's good. Un poco. It's poco.
Yeah, poquito, but it's getting better.
Okay.
Yeah. You know.
I'm still learning too.
Yeah, I can sing in Spanish though.
Can you?
Yeah, I've like.
I can dance Spanish.
Yeah, I can do all that.
Yeah.
Like I can, like you know, that's just entertainment for me. Like even while I'm, yeah.
That's how you get them.
Yeah.
If you can dance, you can get a girlfriend.
That's how you get all of them, dude.
Just gotta know how to dance.
Know how to dance.
Man, learn how to dance. It's not gay to dance.
Know how to
There's
dance,
nothing.
bro.
If for one, we shouldn't use gay as a bad term. Gay can be many things, but it's not. it's not whack to dance.
Well, like, listen, gay men get more women than any other fucking type of men anyway. And like, and not all gay men dance. I don't think Reed is one of my roommates. I've never seen that motherfucker hit any type of rhythm on anything. So like, I don't think all gay men can dance. Most gay men can dance, but it's also like most Indians can dance. Yeah. It's very, very rare to find that Indian person that can't dance or doesn't have rhythm. Yeah. There's so much.
Most Mexicans can dance. Too.
Most Mexicans can dance, you know? And so like
most black folk can dance too.
Most black folks can dance, you know?
I love black folk.
Is it your white half holding you back, Tony?
No, man, I dance pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Your mama had the juice too?
Her and my dad used to like to go to dance.
Yeah, you know what? That's usually the catalyst for, especially for like the interracial. Yeah. It's like one thing that's big for me and my fiance.
She was.
I love to take her dancing.
She loved because she never was really interested. Like my mom, she wasn't interested in white men. She only liked Hispanic men.
Yeah, and your wife is just white.
She's Mexican.
She's Mexican.
Yeah.
Full Mexican?
Full Mexican.
Full born Mexican. And raised, what's your wife's name?
She was born in Mexico, and she's now a citizen, but her name is Lorena.
Lorena.
Cruz, yeah.
That's a nice name. That's a beautiful name. Yeah.
That's my wife, man. She's cool as fuck, dude.
Would you ever have you guys ever thought about having kids?
Man, you know, we've thought about it. It's just right now.
You ain't no position to have no kid right now.
That's what I'm saying. Right now, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm at this point in life, and I'm a selfish individual. I can admit that. Does that mean I'm a bad, selfish individual? No. I'm just selfish, and I like to do what I like to do. I like to go on vacations. There's people out there that can do that and have children and do all that stuff. It's just, man, I don't know. I like to leave my guns laying around sometimes. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I like to, fucking not pick up after myself. Every once in a while, I'll piss around the toilet seat, and she'll get mad. She'll be like, "Hey, what the hell? You pissed on the floor?" I'm sorry.
I 100%.
Dude, I'm kind of a caveman in a weird way.
I see that scenario. Yeah. Like if somebody, for whatever random reason, maybe let's say they got the wrong house.
It takes a special woman to deal with me,
but
dude.
That's one thing to address too. But like I totally see a scenario where like for whatever reason, maybe by like they were trying to rob like this house and they ended up coming into your house and your ass is fucking running after them in like your fucking drawers and shit with your fucking gun in hand. Like, fuck you, dude.
Please don't try to rob my house. You will get shot.
Yeah. Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Like, I mean, that's how it is, man. Like, people out here, that's the one thing I love about Texas.
Castle law.
Well,
Castle law.
I definitely believe that. Like, how do you feel about gun rights? Like me, I think everybody should own a gun, but they should be educated.
Listen, man,
they should be educated with their guns.
Somebody.
They should be responsible. If they have children, they need a safe.
Somebody a good guy with a syringe is better than a bad guy with a syringe. A good guy with a block of beef, like frozen beef, is better than a bad guy with a block of frozen beef. Like you can attribute it to anything, right? We live in a world where like guns naturally exist. You're not getting rid of them. No matter what you want, you're not.
No, you came from Chicago, where it's the most restricted place for having guns.
It's very restricted. That's
and
why.
How often do you see guns in Chicago? You got mugged.
Yeah,
when you got mugged twice, was
it doesn't
in Chicago?
matter. It doesn't matter about the state regulations. You know what I mean? It's going to exist.
Right.
But like again, that's where you create these like bans and regulations, then that's where you create the black market for that industry and for that thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you have the freedom, you know what I mean? There's a less of a chance of it being a black market because somebody is not going to. You're prohibit. Let's look at it from a governmental standpoint. That's untaxed merchandise.
Yeah.
Untaxed merchandise, right? But you're not gonna fucking limit the availability to them. If you make it harder to legally own one than it is to legally own one, but somebody feels like they need to protect their life because that's the world we live in. Anywhere you go, anywhere you can be, there can be a guy that just has it and just has a snapping off day.
Yeah.
It could happen anytime. Now, like, I do believe that there needs to be a, like, gun educational.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It should be easy.
I think that, like, there should be at the very least, state regulated.
A psych
evaluation.
Yeah.
And you know what? Put it in the same category when you get your driver's license. And when when you have to renew your driver's license, you do that psych evaluation.
Yeah. And
that carries over to being able to own a gun. If you can drive a car, you should be able to own a gun.
Right.
A car is just as fucking deadly of a.
It should be on your license.
Yeah.
That you own a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now that mine's a 9mm, which is what 8 rounds or some shit. 8 rounds I carry. A car can kill way more than 8 people.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with everything.
And so,
you're
like, I think that, like, if anyone's gonna be, like, I'm just saying, like, if keep it, Texas not doing it, but like, psych eval, have that shit.
Yeah.
You have to present when you
I
buy.
will tell you this,
when you
though.
buy a gun, you have to have your license anyway.
I will tell you this. Everything you're saying, I'm agreeing with. That's what we need to do with drugs and prostitution too. No, I'm serious. Legalize fucking all drugs. Get rid of fentanyl. Get rid of all the drug
well, they're the tester states.
That's what I'm saying.
So they're tester states. They like opened up shrooms.
But let's legalize prostitution too. That'll cut back on a lot of sex trafficking. And not only that, we're allowing women to do OnlyFans. We're allowing them to do pornography. Why can't they sell their body too? It's escort services. They got nicknames for it. They can call it whatever you want to call it.
I believe to each their own.
I say prostitution. It built the fucking railroads, man. People want to talk about when the railroads were being built throughout the United States. Prostitution was one of the main professions that kept them motherfuckers out there working. I'm just saying. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, alcohol and prostitution. People need more freedoms.
Yeah.
We got all these fucking laws that keep us from doing what we want to do.
Yeah.
Like church and straight. I'm a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I'm not gonna say that. I believe in Christ, and I'm a spiritual individual. I
believe the spiritual part.
I'm not a religious individual.
Yeah.
I used to be.
Yeah. Spiritual.
But,
yeah. I know you.
Yeah.
I know your kind.
All right.
I adapt. I adapt.
I got a bit about it. But no, it's just, I think that people should be allowed to do whatever they want, man. At the end of the day, I think if people are honest and people are out there really assessing their children, like when you have a child, okay, anybody can have a child, right? But there needs to be some fucking guidelines. Like that 6-year-old that took that gun to school and shot his teacher. There's no excuse there. That should have never happened. Mm-hmm. Who do you hold the blame at? Yeah. You hold the fucking parents at fault. Yeah. You know why? Because you let your fucking gun sit on the counter where that kid could take it to school and cause harm with it. That's your problem. You should have fucking put that gun in a goddamn safe. You should have had the respect for your firearms.
I actually love what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
This kind of goes back to your whole argument. Like it made me laugh, but you were like, I don't want to have a kid right now because I like to leave my guns.
I like to do whatever the fuck I want.
Right. And there are people who bring people to this world consciously.
Yeah.
And still like to live
and don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
It's a child raising a child.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no license to do that. There's no psych evaluation to do that.
Yeah. But then people will be like, well, you don't know because you don't have children. Well, motherfucker, I grew up in a house of 5. There's a 7-year gap between me and my oldest next sibling. So I was changing diapers and I I kind of saw what.
I feel that, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
the oldest of 5.
My little cousin, one of my little cousins, Tara,
Yeah.
who's she's a nurse now in the ICU. She's like 23 years old or around that age. And when I was 14, she was like the first diaper I changed because it was my mom's youngest brother and his wife. They were from Milwaukee, only like an hour and a half away, but that was their first kid. They stayed with us for like 3 weeks. And so like, that's where I like had a baby in the house and I changed diapers. I knew that since I was 14.
Yeah.
That's why I was always like the R&B, the soft kid, the emotional kid. But like, you don't know as a teenager going into your young adulthood how much of a strength it is and an asset it is to have that type of education and awareness, you know?
Awareness is everything.
Awareness is
self-aware. You got to be self-aware too.
Self-aware, and that's what the world lacks the most of right now. Everything is taking out of context. Everything is like taking it to an extreme. People cannot just rationally stop, think, and assess. You know what I mean? Like people are just like react and go,
and it's easy to do that.
It's very easy. It's very easy,
especially
to do that.
when you got Facebook and you got social media. You got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all these Twitter. You could just get on there and verbal diarrhea on there.
Yeah,
but the
bro.
problem when you do it on TikTok and you do it on all these places, you're not just saying it to one person, you're saying it to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So see, me and you are having a conversation, but people are watching this. This is gonna be a public conversation.
Yeah.
So I gotta remember that while I'm talking to you right now. But if we weren't on, depending on what we're saying, nobody's hearing, it might change a little bit. You might hear some more personal shit.
This is the power. This is the power in the drug that is.
But the beautiful thing about podcasting is you get that. You get the honesty.
Yeah.
You get the realness.
We get it, right? But like
sometimes I forget.
Here's the
like
other
when
medium.
I'm talking right now, I forget that I'm on a podcast. I'm like, duh. And I gotta be like, oh yeah, I gotta, I'm listening. People are listening to this. I forget people are listening, man. Sometimes when me and you are having this conversation, I'm just thinking about the real thing. Like, you said the act your wage deal. That's just real shit, man. That's just what I've always thought because I don't need to keep up with anybody.
But we live
what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we live in a world where like putting ourselves on these type of media fronts, right? And I was talking to you about how like I need to work on being able to clip these podcast episodes and being able to like have it for reels and all that. Somebody can very easily take this whatever section that you talk about, taking a woman and throwing her over the bar, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy now for like people just to take that segment, put that out there, and it's an easy 1.5, 2-minute clip for people to watch, and they won't watch the rest of the episode. No. They won't watch it, but they'll hear that and like, you said that shit.
You ever had somebody do that to you?
Yeah. Like I've already like yo, I heard you say this.
You ever had a joke that offended somebody?
I'm like, did you? Yeah, really? Dude. I don't think you can say that you've been in the comedy game for real if you haven't pissed off a crowd. Yeah. If you haven't like won over a crowd, but also pissed off a crowd, like
I'm not gonna say names, but I have had some people be like, there's certain jokes I say and they're like, dude, that joke is just too much. And I'm like, man, I get it. I understand. Yeah. But then I'll say it again at another I'll say it again at another venue and it'll fucking go great. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's just not for this crowd.
So exactly it. Yeah, that's the trait of learning how to be a good MC is really, you're the master of ceremonies, you're the master of celebration. The ceremony, the celebration, it's the same thing. It's the people. It is the group that you have for that function, right? That is the ceremony. That is the result that speaks on every volume on the overall success of the night, right? So when you're an MC, you are conducting that, right? It's funny because it's like sometimes I tell people you MC and they're like, "Oh, you can rap," they're like, and I'm like,
"Dude, can I hear one of your tracks?"
You have heard my track.
Oh, I know, but I want to hear another one, like one I haven't heard yet. I know I heard that one. What was it? Oh man, I don't want to butcher it. Bro, I know, man. This is probably off the rails and shit.
No. All right. Well,
I remember hearing one at Longhorn Ice House, and it was like the Sunshine, and it was a badass song. It was real. It had like a kind of a reggae vibe.
That was
reggae
Getaway.
Vibe. Dude, that's yeah. That one right there, dude. I was enjoying that.
So my friend Tim Apuli wrote that song, and he never finished the song and never did anything with it. And I remember I put him on a few gigs. I've really supported him. He was related to like an old friend of mine, and
like he had that song. We did, I've heard him sing it before, like, just in one of our hang sessions. And then at one gig we did at a children's hospital, like, we kind of did a little collab on it. That video is still actually on YouTube. Like,
Oh, shit.
you can
I need to
see
go back and
him
look
singing
at
that song, but he never did anything with it. And
Yeah.
then he never finished it. And so I finished out and just shifted some of the lyrics to kind of maybe fit more my mold, but then, completed the song. And I was like, hey man, can I take the song? He's like, yeah, dude. He's
I
like,
fuck with it.
if you love, and so, but yeah, that's my favorite song because
Yeah.
I released that during the pandemic. But I do have another song you probably haven't heard. That's called Motherland, and that is like a song I wrote as as a first generation American, with my parents being from another country and like
Hell
growing
yeah.
up with them, and then pretty much like the song moves to the first time they bring me back to their homeland, and
Yeah.
then I'm kind of seeing this and why they are the way they
Being
are.
that you're a first generation, like, is there a lot of cultural shocks now that, like, do your parents fully understand the comedy and all the MCing and all that, or was that kind of like a, damn, I kind of had to explain to them?
Well,
what I'm trying to
comedy
do?
now they get it because
Yeah.
they knew my life as an MC.
Yeah.
And
That's cool, man. 'Cause see, I got a dad.
My
that's
parents, were
old
they
school, too.
supportive from the jump? No, not at all. Like when I told them, like that's one of my bits is like saying like when I told my parents that I'm going into entertainment full time, I didn't think they could get any more disappointed in me. But then I got engaged to a Mexican woman with 3 kids, so I'm stepping up the game. That's how I live my life,
Oh, man, you're fucking killing it, man.
So.
You're
But
Shawn Kay the Showman. People fuck with that motherfucker.
But my parents, one thing they knew about me is that like
the boys out here working.
I'm covering my circumstances enough. They know that I'm struggling. I'm not in the best financial position. I'll be very transparent
None of us
about
are,
that.
man.
But my circumstances have kept increasing, and I've been figuring it out to pay. It's just like I'm able to earn, pay, and invest. And it's like as limited savings as possible because I'm just like, what's the investment that I can make that's gonna turn into larger bills, So like again, it's like it's a lot of struggle, it's a lot of discovery, and especially for like what I do as a showman, there's no education for it. That is like a self-discovery
I agree.
type of education through experience and whatnot. But yeah, this was like the first song that I actually like wrote and released before my Do It All anthem track and before Getaway, and this is kind of like my love letter to my parents. So this is kind
let's
of
hear
like,
this track.
let me see if we can.
Man, I'm telling you though, man. The first time I heard it, I was vibing with it. The fucking Getaway, bro. That song right there, it's kind of got a melody to it.
Multi-track. Let me try this.
Definitely made me feel like I was on the beach. Like I should have been sipping some martini, some pina coladas. Dude, I'm telling you.
Let's see here. Trying to figure out the.
But while he's doing that, guys, I'm gonna plug my stuff real quick.
Yeah, plug it up, bro.
So you can follow my podcast on Spotify at Tony's Open Mic Podcast. Only got probably about, as of right now, only got 12 episodes. But hey, guys, check it out.
Yeah. Make sure you guys are following Tony Cruz. I mean, like, again, I will say that there's a lot of podcast options out in the world. But sometimes you come across those like low key ones that are just like
I'm underground.
You like because here's the things like you're organic living type of dude, and it's like I think that's a lot of the premise of like your thing is like, hey man, it's almost
just
like
have a conversation.
the conversation around a burn circle. You know what I mean? That's your podcast, the conversation around a burn circle.
Thank you.
And I've had
That's what I'm going for too. Yeah.
I've had some of my there it is. I got it. I got to work it.
I was about to say, hey, look, we just going into it. I was about to start dancing, bro.
I was like, it's because my Spotify was down. So all right. So so this is my
right.
this is my song Motherland. And if you can hear the lyrics, here we go.
Take me back to the world unknown to me so I can see mom and dads of the life they live from humble beginnings, the stories they told. So bold I have to see if it's true, the dreams they had
My parents now took me there. Here we go.
Here we are, we're walking through the crowd, just trying to figure out why everything's so loud. Who is this now? What's that? Zero data to help but check facts. Nostalgia coming back. Love bursting, heart attack. Turn up that radio. Let's see how high the hues they go. Feel every bump in the road. Can't believe you get to call this home. Roll up, let's start it up. Pour up the drink, just fill me up. I wanna do it all in this place you get to call the heat. Motherland. Let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see the motherland. Let me feel, let me feel, let me feel, let me feel the motherland. With the dirt under my
And this is the sing along part is coming. The sing along chant. You ready, Tony?
Ready.
Here we go.
Ba-da-da-da-da. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Ba-da-da-da-da. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ba-da-da-da-da. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let me see, let me feel.
Hey, I fuck with you, man. You got a good voice, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Appreciate it.
I see you out there doing karaoke. Is that a normal spot for you guys?
Which one? Karaoke?
Twilight, yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's what I do every Thursday,
Yeah.
bro. Every Thursday, that's my role. Like, if anybody wanted to catch me around DFW on a Thursday night, this
After
is what
Reno's.
I go to. So no, this is literally the order,
All
right?
right, all right.
After I park my car, I walk to Twilight first. I say
Okay.
what's up to the KJ Javi. That's my guy. So I say, hey man, I'll be back. He's like, all right, cool. Puts me on the list, and then I go to Reno's, do my set, come back. When Javi sees me, he puts me at like spot 5 or 6. And so that like I'm not waiting forever, or he didn't call my name and I'm not there. Like everything I do is logistically placed to work smarter, not harder, and not.
I like to sing, man. I'm gonna
And
do
then
some
and then
karaoke.
and then I get done
Yeah.
just in time before Big Guy's Chicken and Rice closes at midnight.
Okay.
Grab myself a mixed platter bowl, or like if maybe karaoke night maybe is going a little longer because like there's some people there in crew and I want to hang out with them, that I will run to Big Guy's
Yeah.
before they close. Grab a bowl, put it in my car, and then go back to Twilight and turn it.
Hell yeah, dude.
But that's what
Twilight's
But I'm in Deep Ellum. Deep Ellum is my joint, man. I love
Yeah.
Deep Ellum. You know.
Has it gotten better?
Yeah.
It used to be pretty.
I love it, dude. Being a guy from Chicago and shit,
Yeah.
bro. Like Deep Ellum is that's the entertainment district.
Yeah.
My boy is the GM of Bloom at Sporting Club, and like he's turned that place up. Like,
Yeah.
and that's he moved here a month after I came here from Chicago.
A lot of the locals are scared of that area. Like a lot of people from like small towns, they're scared of Deep Ellum because they hear about the crime. I tell them, man, it's safe as long as you ain't looking for trouble. I mean, like if you look for that shit, you're gonna find it.
No,
It's
absolutely.
anything, you know.
No, there was. I mean, you hear though that sometimes that trouble just walks in.
But sometimes you got people that,
Sometimes-
like you said,
sometimes-
there's motherfuckers out there just looking.
Sometimes
for it,
trouble
you know?
just walks in.
Yeah.
And again, it's kind of like, can ignite every type of conversation. But I'll say this is just that, more than anything, that I want people to be like conscious of their own safety and making sure that you can protect yourself. Like, be conscious also of your effort to not put yourself.
Let me ask you this: when
in
you
a
had that gun,
troublesome
when you had that
situation.
gun pointed at your chest, how did you react?
You know what's crazy?
Because there's
man?
some motherfuckers that'll be like, "Fucking kill me, boy! You better pull that trigger." I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, why are you agging it on?
Yeah, you know
Like,
what, man? Honestly,
bruh,
like
take
and
whatever you want.
The funny
Leave me
thing
the
was,
fuck alone.
the funny thing was,
Yeah.
is that I had a switchblade like in this little compartment,
Yeah.
right?
So that, of
And-
course,
but
that
don't-
option was there,
But you don't bring a knife to a gunfight,
right?
and there's no way of me being able. And my hand was right there, and it was like I had my hands forward when he like was like had it pointed at whatever, and my hand was like by it, and then I instantly like kind of
Yeah.
took it away because I was like, fuck it. He ended up stealing it later, but like whatever.
Take what you want, not my life.
But when
Yeah.
but like I was like, I'm like, can I at least just grab my phone? So I just grabbed my phone. He's like, no, leave everything in the car. And a lot of drivers leave their wallet and their keys. Luckily, it was in this little secret compartment of this pinata
Yeah.
outfit. But as I'm getting out, this gun is just right on my chest as he's getting in my car, and then he drives off. And and like it weird thing is that I'm a very post-process guy.
Yeah.
Like in every like high energy situation or like
You dealt with that very wise.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, but even like, dude, here's the thing is that like I have gone into fist fights before.
Right.
I've been fortunate enough to also keep me in circles where like I had friends that were way more willing to fight than me,
Yeah.
and like they would step in before I even thought to.
Got you.
You get what I'm saying?
I get you.
And so I lived around a very protective crew,
Right.
not gangs or anything, just like tough guys, smart,
Love.
that, you know, but it's just love.
Yeah.
They're like, you're not fucking with my brother, you know? Like,
Exactly.
and I've hung around a lot of those crews. Not to say that I haven't thrown a punch, not to say that I haven't had, but I've also been in a lot of face-to-face situations where, I mean, I'm a very confident person, and especially when my MC career was picking up, and I was working in nightclubs, like you having guys testing your ego all the time, you know,
Imagine.
and like ego, like this is the one thing that I will never like be unokay with repeating on my podcast because I say it all the time, but I live by 2 mantras, and because I'm wearing a short sleeve, I can show it, right? So I have this one.
Okay.
It's the Bob Marley Bumblebee. And you see the
All
H,
right.
you see the H on the key pin, right?
I see that.
It means humble is key, like Bumble is bee.
So you stay humble.
That's gonna
You
help
stay
you.
humble.
That's gonna help you with your church sets.
You stay humble.
Yeah, I try to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But again, ego is a driver or a catalyst that works in hand with confidence.
Yeah.
Right. But if you have humble take the front seat, like if you imagine your emotions, you know, like Inside Out. You've seen that Disney movie Inside Out, bro, Tony.
Dude, I haven't seen that one.
Bro, listen, dude, I know you don't like to pay attention to shit, bro, but like
Head
sometimes,
under a rock, man.
huh?
I'm Patrick on SpongeBob. You know he lives under a rock.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm
SpongeBob.
fucking Patrick, man. 100%.
Hey, SpongeBob. That's a very good Patrick, right? Hey, Shawn Kay, can I come on your podcast?
Hell yeah, looking like a big ass thumb.
Dude, country Patrick, you definitely Patrick's
I
cousin.
could do it, man.
Yeah,
That's fun.
You like you're
That's
you're
funny.
Patrick's cousin from Sulphur Springs for
That's it,
sure.
man. That's it. I'm Patrick from
It's
SpongeBob.
hey, this is you talking to. I just got it right here. This is my bit. This is
We need to do roast battles.
here we
man.
go. This is my
Dude,
bit.
We need to do it.
This is Tony Cruz talking to his cousin Patrick. Hey, brother, man. This I don't know if you know or if you remember me, man. It's your cousin Tony. Hey, Tony. Oh my God, I haven't seen you for such a long time. Hell, man. I figured I'd, come check out this pineapple under the sea, man. See if it's rotten or something.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how this pineapple is surviving, bro, but I just wanted to figure out your secrets real quick, man. It's cool stuff, man. I like the setup that you got to go here.
Funny thing is, I love rocks. I'm a rock guy. So the way I would find Patrick is by picking up the rock, thinking that it's like a
Cousin?
artifact. No, thinking it's an artifact.
Cousin?
I like to look for like arrowheads and shit.
Do you have like a rock?
Yeah, I got a few arrowheads, man. I know, man.
No.
I'm really into
Country ass
I'm really
nerd.
into like ancient relics. That
That's
makes
pretty dope.
sense.
That's pretty
Yeah,
dope,
like
man.
I got some old pottery, like Indian.
You know what,
pottery.
man? I can totally see you like you'd be a dope character in like an adventure,
Yellowstone,
like
Yellowstone, like
no,
that.
yes,
Yeah.
but also like maybe like even an adventure movie like an Indiana Jones type of flick
Ooh.
where like they come across
You
you.
hear that? Hey, I am open for a role of Indiana Jones. If you guys want to
If
cast
they
me,
they're putting out
want
this
to cast
new,
me for your
listen,
shit, pay
bro,
me. We'll talk about
Listen,
it.
bro, they already putting out this
Hey.
this latest one,
Let's
whatever,
do it.
Indiana Jones 7 or 6, whatever. It's I think coming out this year, and it's with Harrison Ford's old ass and
Hey.
shit. Where they're like AI CGI him on top of a fucking horse or whatever.
Oh, shit.
Like they ain't making. This is the last one. They ain't passing that
How
man.
many times they gonna do?
They
with that?
tried to
Use that
do it
old
with
man.
Shia LaBeouf, and
Yeah.
then this
He just,
motherfucker
yeah.
went in front of a green screen and went, "Do it!" And they're like, "All right, we ain't putting him in no more."
You
But
can't
like,
trust him. He's
Harrison Ford-
mentally
Yo,
unstable.
have you seen the show 1923?
I have not, but I
Okay,
heard it's good.
it's Paramount Plus, but Harrison Ford's in that bitch, and he's with Helen Mirren and her old sexy ass.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude, she's got like a little like Irish accent. And
Hey, all right, this is gonna sound off the topic. Would you fuck around with like Hillary Clinton? Would you fuck Hillary Clinton?
I think I heard this once, and I can't quote where it's from, but I think
I have a joke where I say I would.
I think Hillary Clinton is part of the same category where boners go to die.
That's true.
Yeah.
But for the story,
No.
no. Okay.
Because here's the thing, dude, is like, again, I like here's I think one thing that a lot of people can't really fathom is the thought
Because you
of
know she ain't getting no dick from
it's
Bill.
short game thinking versus long game thinking, right? There's when you put your time into something, it's way more valuable than your money. When you put your time into something, that's what I value most is my time. And there's short games that can give you a big return right away that literally it will cut off and not see any dividends or not go anywhere, or can even be like whatever you made probably has to go into fixing that.
She's got the foundation, man.
Right.
She's got the Clinton Foundation.
No,
That's
no,
worth
no,
so
no,
much
no,
money.
it's not going nowhere.
You'd
right?
make some money, dude.
You might as well fucking be related to the Epsteins at that point. You know, might as well like. You know what I'm saying? There's again, like that family's got history, bro. Like,
Yeah. They'll kill your ass.
yeah, like yo, she, like don't talk about it. Like that's their life. She even says like you better not ever talk about that Monica.
they're
bitch.
from Arkansas, which is crazy.
She told Bill like you better not ever mention to me ever again about that Monica bitch sucking your dick or whoever else. I don't want to hear about it.
I
We're
wouldn't
moving
say
on.
shit. I wouldn't say nothing either. I'd be scared.
I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't fuck with that bitch, man. Oh, God.
oh,
You know
Hillary?
what? I wouldn't fuck with that woman.
Hillary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're having cocktails. I normally don't. I mean, jokingly, I call women the B word. People don't like you referring to women as the B word.
I actually experienced something like that. Like I think I said it to, and I said it was very much into context of one of my jokes, and and literally he's like he kind of said it under his breath. He didn't address it really, but he said under his breath. He's like, I really don't like it when people say bitch. Like, but I'm like,
it depends on the context. Like, you know, I'm saying I wouldn't fuck with that
listen,
bitch.
man,
I'm saying
again, it's like I think that like if you're calling women bitches for no reason, if you're saying that as like, you know, there's
like,
you because you could also say a bitch in a term of endearment when it comes to women.
Right.
Not for a man.
I'm saying she's a bad bitch.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
Like,
if you
she's
say
a bad
girl,
bitch.
exactly. If she's a bad bitch,
Hillary
like
Clinton is a bad bitch. She will kill you, dog. No, she can kill you, man.
but no, she's like not like bad, like damn.
No, she ain't a
she's
bad bitch. Like she ain't a bad
No,
bitch. Like damn,
she's
I like.
bad.
But she's bad. Like she'll fucking kill you.
Bad.
Like she makes a lot of money.
And she'll smile.
Have you seen how much she
And
gets
she'll
paid?
smile on her face like this, like her stuck
Have you
on
seen how much she gets paid for her speeches?
her politician face.
Yeah,
This is how she is.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
She's a monster. Dude, she's a savage.
Well,
Savage.
it's a very unfortunate thing that they
Yeah.
happen, but
You got to be a savage to be a politician.
we
like
got to
that.
look at the real issues here. You know,
Yeah,
it's a politician, bro.
yeah.
And so
That's
I mean,
scary, man.
you know,
That's
I'm
different.
just trying not to talk about politics, man. You brought Hillary
Yeah.
Clinton into the conversation, dude. Damn, Tony.
I just asked if you'd fuck her. I don't think I would. I might. for
You
the
would
clout,
what?
If you'd fuck her, but I might for the
Feed
clout.
fuck her.
No,
Alright.
fuck her. Just have sex with her.
Oh,
Yeah, I shouldn't.
you
use
said
the F
feet
word.
fucker.
No, not feet fuck. I mean, I do like feet. Do you like feet?
I
Are
mean,
you a foot guy?
I'm not like a foot.
I like
guy.
ankles and feet. I like really sexy ankles.
I like the image of it.
Yeah.
I don't see it as in a sexual medium.
You don't have
It's-
your old lady like or your woman. You don't have her put her feet, like right there.
Yeah,
Like-
I guess like I will acknowledge them. You know what I mean? I will acknowledge them and let them acknowledge
I like
me
the
and stuff. But
leg, see
like,
the leg
but I
was-
don't like need
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean? Like I don't need them, but I do want to see like, but because like I know if my fiance had like fucked up feet, you know what I mean? Like it would be a distraction.
Yeah.
It would 100% be like, yo, like let me take you to this.
You got any weird fetishes? You ain't got to be super personal. I don't mind talking about
I
sex.
mean,
'cause
I,
to me,
honestly,
sex is
like
just
here's
not taboo.
the thing, dude. Is that's like, I guess anybody that's in my close community, my family, and all that kind of stuff.
We about to find out.
No. It's one of those things where like
you like
I
being peed on.
I
don't
don't.
you?
I know.
You like being pissed on, huh?
No.
You look like a guy that likes to go in
no.
the shower.
Listen, bro. As a Chicago man, as a man from Chicago, we feel some type of way about R. Kelly. Just we want to let you know that. You know, it's not
Fuck
something.
we don't
It's not.
fuck with him?
We do not fuck with it. That was one thing where it's kind of like, but it was, it's just
Apparently, Trump like golden
listen,
showers
like
too.
when you deal with enough like dealing with like piss on a fucking train station and all that kind of shit, that's not an attractive factor. That's not something that you like. People who love being pissed on are the rich.
Have you ever been pissed on?
No, I've been squirted on. Yeah, where I thought it was piss.
What'd
And
you
then-
do?
I was like, "Is this piss?" Like that. That was like my reaction. I didn't know. I had no idea.
Was you pissed off?
It accumulated in my belly button and everything. Like I had no idea. or like it just super soakers on the depending on the position. But then like the girl's like no, like she's just like it wasn't piss, and then like to more than one occasion. Like the girls will smell it.
This motherfucker's turning red. guys,
The girls would smell it. The girls, I am, dude. Because it's like, I found out the other day. Listen, I found out the other day. My mom's like, I tried watching one of your podcasts.
This is comedy.
Yeah, she's like, I tried watching one of your podcast episodes. I just could not get over your language. It was like that.
You're talking about pissing or squirted on.
But like, if the community ever saw this one, they'd be like, "Holy shit!" But like, I mean, I find like if I made a woman squirt, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing.
It's still
like my
embarrassing.
fiance would.
It's funny, like especially if you don't know what it is.
And that was the other thing is like making a woman squirt for her first time, and she's not experiencing that, and they're like, "What just happened?" Like they have no idea, and
dude,
so
the laundry too. Like God, you're always having to wash bed sheets. Eventually, you put towels down. Like towels help, but they still get soaked.
You know what, man? I don't like washing dishes, but I don't mind doing laundry.
See, I don't like doing either.
You fucking asshole. You know what? We'll you know what we're gonna do? We'll do one more. We're gonna do another segment. We've been talking for pretty much almost an hour this last segment, so we're gonna.
We can do another segment. You take another break?
I'm putting my boy John to work, but either way, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you one more chance. It's gonna take advantage of these amazing offers from these sponsors, y'all. Some of them are not gonna be lasting long, so make sure you guys take advantage and check out what we got.
Got a promo code?
Yeah.
Hey, what's the promo code?
DIA Cloth at insidercloth.com or everywhere else. Just mention the Metro Icon podcast.
So we're going to take another break and come back?
We're going to take another break. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back to close out this Metro Icon podcast episode with my good homie, man, Tony Cruz. This guy is a passionate, lovable individual of a character, and I'm excited. I appreciate you being able to come through this episode, man.
I appreciate you having me, dude. It's been an honor.
No,
really.
it's been fun, man. And I think that you've recognized, like, I mean, it's without question that you don't do anything unless you're having fun doing it. Like,
exactly.
That's who you are, right?
Yeah.
You're not doing anything unless you're having fun doing it.
Well, unless
you're opening yourself into avenues that there is an opportunity to make money, but I gotta do it, and I gotta invest into it, and I gotta put it together, and that I respect more than anything. You know what I mean? You've only been doing comedy for like 4 months, and I can still see you getting better. But I think I think the only thing that is the the biggest hump for you is the human dynamic of like being in front of the crowd on the stage and that mental
Yeah.
cycle with your material and what you want to say
Yeah.
and that mental cycle, because like I think it'd be interesting to even just do a comedy show called Just Crowd Work, right?
Ooh.
And comedians that go up and they do material, but it's literally everything is based from crowd work, you know? And but again, it's there's so much like discovery and there's so much journey, and I think that like you put yourself, regardless of where you are in a personal stance as far as work or what you're doing
Right.
or money you have coming in, you're investing into something that like you love and you care about. And,
I love this shit. man.
and you're not in a position at least that is detrimental to like your day to day, or you're at least able to pay for your tank of gas to get out to these
Right.
open mics and come out here, and you're driving further than a lot of these comedians,
It's just how you set yourself up, Sorry, guys. That was a lot of spit in that when I said that.
It's okay, man. I'll
Well,
spray it
I
down,
had
I'll spray
some
it down.
water, and I guess it was some. Anyways, I'm not
That-
making excuses for my lift.
No.
I went Mike Tyson there for a minute,
Yeah, that's okay.
but not.
You still talk tougher than him, but even though you're not getting the fuck out, you still talk tough.
Dude, Mike Tyson is a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
But no, there's love, man. There's love for what I'm doing. Like I never had that at my other jobs, and until I got into podcasting and comedy, there's a love there.
Mhm.
Like I enjoy doing that,
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people, I don't know. I'm sure there's people that love what they're doing. I'm sure there's mailmen out there that love being a mailman. I'm sure there's guys
Yeah,
that
I
drive
mean,
a forklift
you know
that
what?
love doing that.
Yeah,
and there's
I-
nothing wrong with that.
Right, absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I think though, I would probably argue that the majority of the population and what people do for a living is based on circumstances and more comfort than anything and stuff. It's rare to find people who are like really truly passionate about what they do. As one thing, like having let's just call it out for what it is, having my guy Teddy as the thing, because like he's a contractor, but he's passionate and he cares about people.
Yeah.
And he's fighting for the people more than anything and does incredible work. That's a man that's like passionate his craft. Could I do that? No, absolutely not. But it's, again, there's a respect for the game, regardless of like what one is earning more than the other.
Yeah.
There's opportunity everywhere in the era that we live in, right? So like even to the point where like you can be a person who just
Well, not only that, you also host shows and you have showcases and you have comedians on your showcase.
yeah.
So I'm sure you have given a lot of comedians their first show. Have you?
Some performers, I've definitely put some performers on, to perform, whatever the medium is, they're a dancer,
And especially with your lady
I
about to
enjoy
come
that.
down. You're about to. I'm sure y'all are about to do some
I
wild
actually
shit.
find that like that's an enjoyable piece for me, where I've been like, as much as I'm an opportunist and I love finding opportunity for myself, I love feeding opportunity. I love presenting that opportunity for that person to be able to take advantage of. And that was a big part of Metro Icon, like the singing competition, which led to this podcast show. But the singing competition, that was like a big stigma against like karaoke singers not being real singers, and really finding these amazing singers through karaoke and bringing these artists out of them. And I have so many stories now that I'm people are asking me when I'm doing another one. I'm like, when I don't have to pay for it, then I'll do another one.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many singers that like, and this was a big part of why I put it on, was like being able to bring them opportunity that goes way beyond the competition.
Yeah.
And I'll bring up this one homie that he performed on my showcase, Sir Scooter Nix. He's a phenomenal performer. He was the front runner and ended up getting second place, just under the grand prize, And I was getting gifts for like some of like especially the top 5 performers and stuff. But his thing is he comes from a very troublesome story, and there's a whole thing, and it's been mentioned before, but like, and he actually had an episode as well. But having his car stolen, and I was trying to get him a car. Like that was a big thing that I was trying to do, was trying to get him a car, because he had, didn't have one, and he was borrowing his mom's car. Lo and behold, I connected with him. I mean, I saw him time to time or whatever, but then I ended up reconnecting with him like a couple months ago. And saw each other, and it's his love. And then he's like, yo, I got to take you outside and I got to show you something. And he like was like, yo, I'm like, meet he's like, meet Cruella or Cruella, and it was a Corolla. It was like a 2000 newer Toyota Corolla, and he's like, Shawn, you wanted to get me a car. He's like, I got this car and was able to pay for this car in less than a year from all the opportunities I got from being in your competition.
There you
He's
go.
like, you wanted to buy me a car. I know you.
In a sense, you helped him out.
He's he was giving me love. I'm like, no, you did that. You showed up. You did the work. He's like, no, Shawn, you got me this
You
car.
gave him the opportunity.
And that's what he kept saying to me. And I'm like, it was hard for me to, because I'm like, I actually did, like, I was like trying to be like, hey, man, like, surprise you and be like, yo, no, this is yours, you know? And I didn't do that. And so, like, I felt like, no, I'm like, he got himself that car, you know?
I see what you're saying.
But like,
no, he was grateful for the opportunities.
yeah, exactly. But like, that's where he was coming from. And that's what he was like telling me. He's like, no, Shawn, like, how I paid for this car was everything was from that 1, 2, 3, 4 opportunity that I got from doing your singing competition that led me to all those other things that got me all those checks to pay for this car. And I'm like, well, shit. I'm like, that makes me so happy, you know, like, and I love Scooter. Like, I'll put Scooter on every fucking time. He's so talented. And he was like, you know, he's such a comedic dude. He's kind of like you, you know, where like, it's like if he's on stage, he's just naturally unstructured. Who he is as a person is hilarious.
Right.
How he expresses himself is hilarious. He's just a character, you know? And so like, but he's such a talented singer. He's a performer. He puts everything, when he's on a stage, he goes in, you know? And you know, and he, you know, has a superstar quality about him. And it's like, I think you're bringing your superstardom out. I think you're like really peeling the layers to really pull it out. You know, you have an opportunity, but it's like, it's more so as your heart is so big that you have a hard time leaning into some of like the dark parts that you know that some people are not going to take in.
It's just when I do bits, sometimes I think when they're really provocative, I'm like, I have friends that have kids, and I don't want their kid to hear that stuff. Yeah, like I'm a provocative joke teller with a conscience. Like sometimes I think, you know, maybe that joke, maybe it is a little bit raunchy. Maybe I should clean it up a little bit. That's, like I said, I've been going the back door, you know, to clean.
Yeah,
to help,
and you'll learn,
that.
dude. And that's that big MC quality. It's that it's not about what you say; it's about how you say it.
Exactly, intent.
And it's a huge MC quality. No, but it's just how the structure like is delivered and how it can be taken on a public man. Like you can still have people that are triggered and be like, "Well, that still doesn't sound right." But like. You know, again, you can say the same thing in 2 different ways, and one way is taken way better than the other.
Exactly.
You know, and so, and you'll learn that, dude. And again, I think that's just like more experience and comfortability of just going on the stage, putting yourself out there, and really feeling the failures. You're gonna figure out that model. But
a big move's happening.
I do want you to do the whole like. Go to a church and do like a little after Sunday service, like that is a challenge. You know, if you can do it in the next 3 months, bro. Honestly, I'll be happy. I'll buy you whatever bottle you want if you do this in the next 3 months. I'll put as a challenge right now. You can hear it. If you can get that done in the next 3 months, and tape it, and it's a church at a church in front, like after a Sunday service, and you do a comedy show somewhere around
I need a cool ass church that's gonna let me go up there.
Yeah. Again, I gave you your selling pitch, bro. I already gave you your selling pitch.
We'll try, man.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can
you
do
remember
some
what your
Jesus
selling
stuff.
pitch was, right? What's your selling pitch?
What, extra wage?
No.
Oh, no.
What's your selling pitch?
My selling pitch.
To get in the doors of the church.
Oh, I'm just gonna go in there and be like, hey man, my name's Tony Cruz. I wanna do some
No,
comedy.
you say God wanted me to do comedy.
Oh, God wanted me to do comedy. Oh my God. Oh man, I don't know, man. Then I feel like I'm.
You don't think so?
I don't know if God wanted me to do comedy.
What do you think God wanted you to do?
To
Tony?
live, man.
And aren't
to
you
live
not?
a happy life.
Are you not doing that?
I am.
You're doing what makes you happy. What drives you? So why would it not be something that God wants you to do?
But see, the thing is like I'm still in this avenue of figuring it out.
Maybe
what if it's podcasting?
But
What if like somebody hears like your podcast or my podcast and they're like, you know what, man, I want to put you on my radio station. And now you're fucking, you know, doing radio gigs.
But do you care more about
paid what you want to get paid?
Yeah,
I mean,
but are you care?
I'm kind of like I'm like a free agent.
Well, let me ask you this.
That's how I look at it.
Let me ask you this: do you care more about the opportunity of return or work, or do you care more about the actual love and impact that you can
I care
happen.
about all that, man. I
Yeah.
care about.
I mean, it's okay to care about the
I care about
return
the
and
message. I
opportunity.
care about the message.
But
I
like,
care about that.
Exactly. So you want to be a guy that wants to impact on these avenues that you're investing in.
Yeah.
You want to impact.
Right.
I mean, I think that's fact of the matter is.
Right.
And so like, you just want to do a better job.
But
of
I also
being-
want to be able to provide.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be able to provide for
And that's
me, my family.
100% fair.
Yeah.
You know, let it
100%.
drive though towards
Yeah.
what you want to do.
So like if comedy, let's say
And what
a
you wanna do
comedy-
for the big
let's say
picture.
like right now I'm in this spot, like I was just asking you. I was just I was about to say, I'm in this spot where I'm about to make a big move. I'm either going to go to DFW or I'm going to Dallas because I live in Sulphur Springs. Sulphur Springs is an hour and a half.
DFW or Dallas.
Or sorry. We've had a few. We've had a few beers, guys. But I'm either going to go to DFW or Austin. Sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
And Austin, I'm thinking.
You know what?
I'm thinking Austin might be where it's at.
I think Austin for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
For you,
I'm thinking so.
I think Austin is where it's at.
That's what
I
I'm
think
thinking.
that is the
But
culture.
let's not say because I got March 17th that gig coming up, and then I got April 1st that gig coming up, and you know, for a lot of guys,
And the
these are-
wifey would go with you.
oh yeah, the wife's there.
Yeah.
Hell, I got family coming.
Yeah.
But you know, and, dude, I'm telling you, like they see I'm serious about this. So you know, it's like at this point where like I understand there's 100 comedians on there, and there's a lot of comedians that get gigs left and right, and it's normal for them to do a show. For me, it's like this. It's like this is make it or break it. Okay, let's go. I go to DFW. I need to kind of chill out with the pressure because I like to put a lot of pressure on myself. I don't know if you're that way. Like I'm one of them people. Like when I put out content, I obsess over it. Like I want it to be perfect. I want it to be the way I want it to be. You know, like it needs to look the way I want it to look. It's just how I am.
Yeah.
So I don't need to really harp so much on March 17th or April 1st. What I need to do is just make sure I got all my ducks in a row.
Yeah.
So I give them the best performance that night.
Yeah.
Regardless of how many.
Nothing to worry about on
Don't
the
worry
back
about
end.
what other comedians are doing.
Or no, just
Don't-
have nothing to worry
Yeah.
about, nothing stressing you on the back end so that you can
or
do.
comparing. Because see, a lot of
Yeah.
guys like to compare. Don't compare yourself to anybody.
Yeah.
Don't compare yourself to anybody.
Yeah.
Compare to yourself to what you were yesterday.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a better person than I was yesterday. So when I get up on that stage, I'm going to have some new material, and I hope it goes good. Of course, I'm exercising that material at these open mics and seeing how it goes, but I also keep into consideration there's a lot of comics there. That's why I like going when I go to an open mic.
You also
I like
have
to go
limited
early.
time to deliver your
Exactly,
message. So it's
exactly.
like,
You got 5 minutes.
yeah. So again, it's like you also know comedians that like have been saying a certain amount of material. They say it over and over again, and
Yeah.
it's not funny. And then they find the way to do it.
Exactly.
You know,
And not only that, when
and a
you go
lot
to
of it is
shows-
just cutting the fat, like taking out little details that don't need to be there.
Right.
you
Well,
know?
when you go to shows, that's when you learn too. Like open mics, you learn how to do,
Yeah.
you know, stage time, whatever.
yeah,
But at shows, you learn too. The more shows you do, because now you got Patreons that are there to see comedy, and
They're there to see comedy,
react.
yep.
They react different than somebody that's signed up for an open
yeah.
mic.
Or
Yeah.
no, well, the whole thing I was talking about, the open mic karaoke, that is the challenge because
Yeah.
those are people mainly there for a karaoke night.
Right.
And then if you start talking, the whole bar is in on the world talking. They're not staying silent
Right.
because you don't got to be silent for like someone singing. You can talk and have a conversation and it won't interrupt.
Exactly.
But when you're doing stand up, I've seen stand up where like I've said material and it doesn't matter what I say or how loud I say it, the the crowd is winning.
They're not
you know what I'm saying?
listening.
They're not listening.
No.
But there are some people that are. And,
Yeah, exactly.
But it's
If you-
also
if you still get that one little
it's working
laugh.
through.
Yeah.
That's why the whole thing at Sheesh fucked me up because it was like they were all silent, staring at me,
Yeah.
and I still nothing was working with them.
You feed off reactions. Me
Yeah.
too. I'm the same way, and I'm trying to work how I'm not doing.
And
that
like
anymore.
and I think the challenge within stand-up comedy is that when you are not getting any reception
Yeah.
whatsoever, right? It's output, and getting nothing back.
But see, it also
It's
hurts
being
me.
able to stay on
But
it.
see, back to what I was saying about moving. Me living in Silver Springs is being a crutch because I can only make so many trips to Dallas. I've never hit TKs. I've never hit TKs. I want to hit TKs. It don't fit my schedule.
Where is Sulphur Springs? Is that south or is that
It's east, so it's closer to Louisiana or Oklahoma or Arkansas in Oklahoma, Louisiana.
Oh, like
area.
that
Yeah.
little tri-state
Yeah,
border.
It's a little. It's
What
close
the
to
fuck?
you know where Texarkana
so
is.
it's more like northeast then?
northeast. Yeah.
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 Oh shit. I mean, little TKs then. That's in Addison.
Yeah, see, I'd like to hit TKs. I'd like to hit fucking like DCC,
I
their
love
open
TKs,
mics.
man.
I'd love to hit all these different open mics, but it's just wear and tear on the vehicle, man.
you know, and like you said, we're in this game where we're not making money. I'm not making money. I've only made $20 from comedy.
So this then what I will say to you, and we can have a
Yeah.
deeper conversation.
So I
about this
definitely got to
outside
get
of-
closer to the action.
Well, yeah, and I would say that like you can make a day out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can go come.
I tried
here
to.
and then do work.
Right.
Find like communal workspaces or like a coffee shop or whatever.
Or
and-
Lyft
and-
or,
yeah,
you know,
or
yeah,
do Lyft.
yeah.
You know, like and like filter tours where you need to go and filter back, and that way like at least you're getting that compensation for that
Right.
journey. You know.
It's just that wear and tear, man.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm thinking, you know, because, I mean,
And you drive a Chevy.
yeah.
Yeah,
I love
I
a
have my Toyota hybrid. That bitch is
I love
going.
a Chevy, man.
Damn.
America, baby. America.
Toyota.
I'm weird, man. I'm
Japanese.
weird. I know.
Give me the Japanese.
I'm a proud Texan. too.
Japanese do is a much a better material and better hardworking hands. But yeah. Either way, dude. Like I definitely believe in your growth, and I believe in your
appreciate it,
journey. I
man.
think that like if you have enough fire and intensity, you can make it happen. I think it's just more so of like the stuff you don't want to do, the stuff that I don't want to do that I have to do, right? I think that's where your medium comes in, where it's kind of like, well, if I don't like it, I don't fucking, I'll figure it out later type of
Well,
shit. Or,
it's the thing is like, man, I just know that there's certain things like it can be difficult. Things can be difficult, you know, and of course you can make it difficult, especially if you're in your head thinking about it constantly. And that's how I am with March 17th and April 1st. Like I went back and I listened to that podcast with me and Noah that we did on the open mic, and I was really like, man, fucking, I need to stand out. I need to fucking have the best set that night. I don't need to think like that because I'm still learning. So I need to just have a good time. I need to go on stage.
I would consider
perform.
I would consider
and
possibly,
worry about performing.
I would consider possibly changing the name to the name of your podcast.
Wow, what would you think? Tony's open mic is perfect.
Because you know what? It's not an
Why?
open mic.
Yeah.
Because it's more of a it's but like I would call it like Tony's like
I've thought about calling it verbal diarrhea because I like to.
there we go. That was because the
thing is, though-
another thing too is that I know like at least 3 or 4 other people that have a podcast and they're in the comedy game and their thing is their name open mic.
Is it?
And you're not
But they're not Tony. Look, man, I understand what you're saying, but
You know what
no,
I'm
but
saying?
see, I
Marketability, bro.
I thought about verbal diarrhea because because I like to open up my
It's
podcast
funny.
with farts.
and that's a
The
good
sounds of farts. Have you heard any of my episodes? Dude, I love it. I love opening up the fucking podcast with that sound.
Yeah.
Just because I'm letting you know there might be some verbal diarrhea in here. There might be a couple words that you might not like hearing. But it's funny. You know, it's a premise. And fart sounds are always hilarious. Exactly. It's fucking entertaining.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I do like
But I thought about changing it to verbal diarrhea, but man, I think I'm gonna just keep it simple. Tony's open mic.
You can always know that last one at the end. The last one's a squeaker, you know what I mean? That's
I
my
like the
shit.
wet ones, the wet sounds.
That's a more what one. It was clapping. It's clapping and then you just
But fart sounds are funny.
they are.
They're
always
hilarious.
they're always gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Because it's like even with like my little cousins
Like a
when-
whoopee cushion.
when they're a baby and shit.
Yeah.
And you know, like it's so easy to make a baby fart. Did you know that? It's very, very easy.
Purple, I know you can make them throw
No,
up.
it's very
Yeah.
easy to make them fart.
Yeah.
It's very easy. Like you just keep them, especially when they're like in their infant stages, they're on their back or whatever. But if you just take their legs and you like put it up because they're very flexible.
Kind of rotate them.
Yeah, you put
Yeah.
it up to their stomach and you like move it around. You'll get a baby to fart very easily.
I see you with the baby just.
Like I'll
Fart,
be like
fart, fart.
I'll do no. I'll do things like where like I take a peekaboo. It'll be like this. I'll go like this.
Yeah.
I'll do like this, and then like I'll like cover use their feet to cover my face, and then I'd be like da, and I'll like put it down like this, and then like ah, and like they're like laughing, and then they like bring out a little tooth. It's just hilarious to me, you know what I mean? I'm trying to like as much as like it's like enjoyable to watch a baby laugh and you know whatever. It's hilarious, and when they push out that fart, they laugh, and so they grow up thinking like farts are funny.
Yeah, I can
Like
see
my
that.
little nieces, dude, they're hilarious. Like I remember like so many little, I'll be holding them, and I will literally like as I'm holding them, feel their fart on my forearm, and then they just look at me like, I tooted, like you know, and it's real. How many people admit when they fart? Little kids don't.
Yeah.
Like they'll always
They'll tell you.
they'll tell you. Like
Yeah.
adults won't, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's the little things that I just appreciate in life, you know? But I think, you know, it's there's still a lot to learn from a guy that doesn't need a lot to keep him happy, and you're able to find your happiness. And I think that, again, it's a real thing. It's like goes beyond like accolades of somebody like coming in. Like I can interview somebody that like, oh, I got a Grammy or is featured in this movie or worked with this person and all that kind of stuff. It's like,
Oh, it's still fun too.
I love,
That's
yeah,
fun
it's
too.
great
I mean,
too.
don't get me
It's
wrong.
great
That's
too. But
badass.
again,
Hell
it's
yeah.
like if I bring you on the Metro Icon podcast, is because I know that I'm gonna get something out of it. Either A, it's gonna be straight entertaining. I know it's gonna be entertaining. That's like a fact. It's gonna be an entertaining conversation.
I appreciate
But
that.
I
you
also-
that you gave me the invite and you thought I was in.
But I also know that I'm gonna take something from it. And if I had to take the number one thing from this podcast,
Act your wage.
act your wage.
That's right.
Act your
Act your
wage.
fucking
So
wage.
I like to close out the podcast in the same way. And I allow the guest to say that final statement on the podcast. And I pretty much like to picture it as if this was going to be the last thing you ever said on video ever, what would be the last thing you would say to the world? Go.
I love my family. I love God. And yeah, keep on doing what you're doing. Be happy.
You could do it all.
You can, you can, you can.
Do it all, baby.